Bass in your face.
You can bass in
Bass in your face. T-Money Green and Gail, and today is so it's the Nooner Show. The Nooner Show does.
The Nooner Show versus bass in your face.
It's not versus. Why does everything have to be versus?
I'm just so used to the challenges.
Radio show. A nooner in your face. A nooner in your face.
That sounds kind of weird.
Damn, a nooner in your face.
I don't. That sounds kinky, right?
Yeah,
Would we do it anyway?
But anyway, we do have a birthday. We have two birthdays.
Yeah, we have
today
two birthdays
to celebrate, and that's why we're.
So I'm gonna start it off with
Happy
birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Yeah. Me too. Woo.
Happy birthday, dear Gail and Nora.
Yay.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Yeah, get it kind of warm and fuzzy in this beer. Oh, yeah, wait, we cuss a little on my show, but we don't cuss a little.
Wow.
Yeah, Jackie cut.
What?
Jackie cuss on the show a little?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's that?
Only a little bit.
Well, because I said almost said a bad word, and I caught myself because I said the Nooner Show never cusses.
Oh, that is not true. I cuss.
Right.
Yes,
But the
I
way
do.
she said no.
When I say swear
Yes, we
word, the
do.
death look I get from her, she's like,
No,
I feel like that's like,
true.
do
It
you
is a
want to
definite-
die?
That's
It
not
is.
true.
It is.
Hey, guys, I know y'all
Anyway.
can't help but notice Rocky's fine butt over there.
Aw,
Let's see your booty, Rocky. Come on, show your booty.
No.
She's been working
Don't
on
do
that
it to
booty.
us.
Come on, come on. You got the
Rocky, is it a
implants,
real
didn't you?
booty?
Yeah.
If I could afford implants, they wouldn't be in my butt.
That's true. Got to get this to match the butt.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
getting there.
Jeez.
Slowly but
Yeah.
surely.
Speaking of that, my
Yeah.
daughter Kalicia's here.
Yes.
She will be
Kalicia's
right
here.
with you,
Kalicia's
Rocky.
here.
Yeah.
Implants. Yeah.
Needs a little
Welcome,
more help on the
Kalisha.
rack
She's
side.
here
Another
for the
fine
party.
sister in the house.
That's right. That's right. And we've got these three young, handsome, edgy. The new MTV is in the house today.
Me and who? Oh, those
Right. TV is here with Sid Jones. Hi,
yeah,
guys.
I like these guys.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have the earphones on? Oh, you do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
So anyway, did we want to just start with the interview?
Just go
or
into it, Jack. You know
Is
how
that what
you
you want
do
to
it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like
put,
Nike.
I
You
know
don't have
what.
anything else you want
I'm
to?
gonna give you a little underlining hip hop music.
You
quiet.
are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
This
don't.
is how we do it on our shows. Real
All
quiet.
right.
Okay. This is how we do it.
If I could.
Okay.
Stuck in my head. all day today.
What's that?
That'll be stuck in my head.
The song? Oh, look at the
God,
applause.
Yeah, we got applause and everything.
Wow, you guys
They
are the
got
real
effects.
deal.
Yeah, we don't play.
Who do we
No.
have to pay?
Yeah.
Who do we get for effect?
You can pay me.
Oh, okay. Okay, Gail.
Yeah, you're on.
The
Gail.
job is yours. We
Get
need
us
you.
I'm about
to fire
all day,
again.
every day. Just follow us around.
Okay, so watch this.
Okay.
Underline it. It's that. Okay. It's that chord. They gave me a special chord.
What's taking
That's
so long,
special.
T?
Special.
I don't know. It's not
Yes,
on
it
there.
is.
Oh,
so
is
glad
this
I
how
was
you
empty.
do it here?
Gotta cue it
Oh,
up.
me too.
Cue up the chord.
I got it on cue.
Hey, did you guys get wine?
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't drink wine. You want it back?
Oh, you don't
can
drink,
have it.
Sid?
Sid,
Yeah,
you want
Sid will
some
take
wine?
it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we won't worry about the
What do you
music
have
right
there,
now.
Nora?
I got some root beer.
Nora, I've
A
never.
beer.
Is that
For a
really
second.
I know,
beer?
I
That's
know.
a root beer.
That's the beer part.
beer.
That we
I've
like.
never seen you drink beer before.
That's what
It's not
root
real.
beer does.
Oh,
to
it's
you.
not real?
alcoholic. It's pot, Mom.
Oh,
it's root
pop.
beer.
Oh, okay.
She's so close.
All right. Anyways,
The
what's-
root of the beer.
yeah. What's the background music?
Oh, I might have my phone turned on.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we are here at the shipping yard for our
Yes, first
time
time.
here,
And
and
it's
this is so cool.
beautiful.
This is really
yeah,
cool.
it's so cool. It is everything I thought
Yes.
it would be and more.
should-
Congratulations, Podcast Detroit,
Yeah.
again
This is
for
their third
another.
location now,
yeah,
right?
This is
Two.
Two.
Okay.
Closed the one in Southwest.
Okay.
We pulled
All
up
right.
gear there to go open up the video studio up front Royal Oak.
Dang.
Oh, right. And when
Wow.
is that open?
No, probably the end of next week.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
these guys-
Hey, are we
They're
doing
rolling
Facebook
along.
Live? Are we doing? Oh, we are doing Facebook
Oh my
Live.
gosh.
I don't have it on Facebook Live because I didn't have your stream key, but it's recording and we'll put it out for you.
Oh,
You're the best.
okay.
Wow.
Can't
Yeah.
you give them the
Whoop,
string?
whoop.
I have to have.
Oh,
I don't know if I
okay.
can do that
We
for
don't
you.
know any
But
of that
we'll
stuff.
discuss that later.
Anyway,
Yeah.
All
Get
right.
right to it. Hey, this is my main man right here. Do he talk at all?
Oh yeah. Here's
do
what
the
we're gonna do.
interview
We're
on
gonna have them take turns here, but we're gonna start with Rox TV.
Okay.
Because so anyway, we have the guys from Rox TV and Sid Jones,
Yeah,
featuring Sid
Sid
Jones.
Jones.
And Rox TV, these guys have such a cool story. We just met them at Hyped Up. They came in like a couple shows ago, and these are guys from Detroit that are starting like a new MTV. They're bringing that back, which is really, really cool.
That's good.
So introduce yourself.
My
Bob.
name is Bob.
Okay.
Casper with a K.
Casper
Casper
with
with
the
a
K.
K.
All right.
With the K.
Yeah,
All right.
The big thing with us is we try to focus on the artists who are still trying to get out there. It's all about the underground artists, the independent artists, whatever you want to call it. But if somebody's already made it, they don't really need our promotion as much. Now we do still cover mainstream acts, so that way we can bring that exposure to the underground artists that we're also featuring. When we started this, we used to just go to shows, do a lot of filming, offer up that film. And
Well,
then,
let's start with how
you
did
started.
you start
Yeah,
it?
how
How
did
did you
you
come
start?
up with this? Like,
Yeah.
you take it right back to the day you two were together.
You were
where
born.
Last
No,
time.
no, no.
not that part. Not that far back. But take it to
That
like.
could be messy.
Are you guys musicians? How'd you get into this?
I used to do rap music in the early 2000s, from 2000 to 2008 and stuff. I got married, I got kids. When I got back into it, I knew I wanted to be behind the scenes. I did try to help a few artists promote their music, do some managing. I found out, it's a lot harder than it used to be, even
Yeah.
harder now. And
Why do you think it's harder?
There's
because
so
of
much of it.
technology, so many more people can throw their hats in the ring.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
really have to...
You don't need as much help no more, you know what I mean?
From a listener
right.
point of view, you have a lot more to listen to find what's good.
Right.
So we originally were just like, man, it's hard to promote music. There really needs to be a tool for underground music or more. I know there are other platforms like us, but we feel like they don't really focus on the up-and-coming artists as much. They're
So
still just...
when you say underground music, what does that mean? Is it a certain
means-
genre or
No.
unsigned?
No,
Is
it's
it
pretty much
unsigned?
anybody that is not mainstream.
Okay.
It's someone that
It's
doesn't
someone,
have a name
yeah,
yet.
if you're, already...
Any genre
yeah.
though.
Yeah, people who are struggling to come up, not people who are already doing national and world tours
Right.
and stuff like that. They don't
So how do you go about finding those people? Do
Just go to shows.
Word
word of mouth
Yeah.
too. The more we do this, the more I'll have artists say, okay, well, we're dropping an album or we're dropping a video. What can you do for us? And we'll say, let's come hang out. Let's do a video interview. We try to promote. We try to help everybody who deserves it based on how hard they're working and not what kind of music it is or anything like that. This has taken us so many places so fast. Yeah. We just started this February.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, you guys are babies.
Yeah, we started it in February, and our reach already is 40 to 60,000 a month. per
Wow.
tour.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We,
So were you surprised that it took off that fast?
Yes.
Why do you think
Yeah.
it took off that fast?
Because it was a tool that was needed in
Yeah.
the music business. There's like I tell everybody, I say we're Rox TV. We're like MTV when they cared about
The
music back in
underground
the day.
artists,
Right.
I like
Right.
that.
all the independent artists have lifted us up on their shoulders because it's important. It's important that there's a medium out there that cares about them. And,
Right.
And it's just like you guys, you care about people who are following their dreams.
Right.
And it's the same thing. It's just we're just following people who are following their musical dreams.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
That is
So
very cool.
so you guys you were both in music. You came back and said I want to get
Actually, no, it
behind
was
the
just
scenes.
him. It was
oh,
just
it was
Oh,
just
you're
him.
not in.
But
oh,
you're
okay.
you're
No,
But he is
I
now.
just started.
Oh, you just
I
started.
just started.
He was starting,
Wow,
and I
really?
was like, you need to come with me to these shows. You know, I figured it would be a 2-for-1. He could. Get
So
some
were you
experience.
guys friends?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you hung out, you were friends, and you said, "Hey, let's start. Why don't we start this TV show or just like take us?" I kind of picture you guys drinking or smoking or something and coming up with that. Like, hey,
Allegedly.
Yeah,
let's
just
start a
allegedly.
TV show.
Right.
Allegedly.
We were basically like I said, it started out. We were just like, let's go to some shows. We'll film it, and we'll throw it up on YouTube, and we'll say, look, if you guys want to use this footage, go for it. that's all I was thinking at first.
Okay.
Take my film skills, we'll film it, give some people some quality live footage, and give them access to it. But when we did it, we started, we would get an interview, we'd edit it, and it just started becoming Rocks TV instead of just here's your video footage.
Yeah.
It blew up like beyond proportion. And the best part about it I read this book, which is probably the first book I've read in about 15 years. It's
What's
called
the
The
book?
Celestine Prophecy.
Yes, I read that.
Yes, and it says one of the first things to enlightenment is noticing all of the coincidences in your life.
Right.
And one of the first coincidences that we had, our very first show that we went to was Last American Rock Stars, which is King Gordy and Bizarre of D12.
Okay.
That was the first show that we covered, and now
And that was in February. Now I manage King Gordy. I was just with
Do you
Bizarre
really?
last night.
Wow.
We've been following this path, and like there's just a lot of coincidence, a lot of we keep running into the same people for reasons. So we started off with the YouTube channel because we were just like, okay, but I was like, it needs to be something more. And that's where the website came from. Originally, I was like, we need to have like some quarterly magazine, like Real Detroit or something. But it's really hard to do print nowadays.
Yeah.
It really
yeah.
is. So more people were like, let's go with the website, and that's where Sid came in because see,
Sid.
Sid Jones.
we all have our talents, and I'm
Yes.
a great video editor, but I cannot write my way out of a paper bag as far as writing. He is
he's phenomenal.
a great writer, and he can literally freestyle speeches. Like rappers can just spit out rhymes. He can sit here and just drop a monologue out of nowhere like it was prepared.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's phenomenal.
Wow.
He's phenomenal. Okay.
So,
So,
in
when,
April we launched the website, and
Okay.
we've been doing articles ever since, and we still do video features on our YouTube, and they're all connected, and our Facebook is just about to topple over 5,000 followers.
Wow, that's great. So, are you guys? So, as it started taking off, did you sit down and say, okay, this is really something, we have something here, so let's put together a plan on how we're going to really scale?
It's constantly been evolving. Even now, I'm like, okay, we need to have a meeting at the end of this year and be like, how are we going to reorganize for 2019? Because some of it, we work with all volunteers, so it can be very chaotic, and sometimes people don't have things done when they're supposed to and everything.
Right.
And I'm trying to just slowly get everything to where it's more efficient.
Yeah.
But it's great. We've met a lot of great people, a lot of amazing artists. I've been behind the scenes for a lot of things that I couldn't even like repeat or show you the footage of and stuff.
Really?
But just great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I get to remember this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's exhausting at times too, though. Like this is just the shows I've been to in the last like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Like it's so exhausting sometimes.
So you don't get any sleep.
Oh, I'm an insomniac anyways.
Oh,
like I'll
okay.
lay there at like midnight. I'll lay down and I won't fall asleep till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
My
wow.
brain just
So
doesn't
when
shut
you
up.
when you guys go to a show, what do? You videotape, then you do an interview. Who does the videotaping? Is that you,
we
Bob?
take turns.
Oh,
we,
you
we
take
do. We
turns?
do. We
Okay.
but what we do is we go and we try to find who we feel like needs the shine there. We can't go and do a video interview with everyone because then then it's nobody special.
Right.
But we go and we say, we usually figure it out before we get there. Like we're gonna go there. We're gonna try to get this person. Try to get this person.
Right.
And then once we get the interview or don't, whatever, we get at least 1 or 2 songs from each artist, so that way we can clip up a nice video for them.
Do you guys ever go to the Dime showcases that they have?
No, I
you
have
never
not
go
yet. We go everywhere that we are invited
we're
or told about. So like,
Dime schmime. Oh no, I'm just joking.
Do you want to have to chime in for a second?
Good song, good
Lifetime.
we're following the path.
There we
You got a
go.
soundboard over there. You got it all on your phone.
Originally, we focused mostly on underground hip hop, and
Oh,
then I was
okay.
like, we're just getting too many invitations for other stuff. We just need to focus on just independent artists in general.
Yeah.
This is. It don't matter what genre because it
Right.
doesn't matter. I like all music, so why?
Yeah.
Why? It was just originally all my connections were in
Right.
hip hop, so it was like this is how we can get the best foot forward. But now here we are, and more people want to use our service than just
Yeah.
rappers.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome. And so, Casper, what made you decide to pursue performing?
Make a very long story short, Bob was going to be doing coming out a retirement show. And he needed a
Wait
hype
a minute.
man.
Wait, what?
He did one show.
Oh.
He stopped performing for about 10 years. And
Okay.
he's going to do one for a charity show, which was the F Cancer show back this summer. And that was the very first time I ever performed. But when he told me he was going to be going back into it, I was laying up one night, couldn't sleep, so I just started writing my thoughts down. And I came up with a rhyme, and I showed him the next day. And he's like, hey, follow me, we're going to go to the studio today. And the very first time I ever even stepped in front of a microphone or in a booth was February of this year.
Really?
Yes, and I'm even on Pandora already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
He's like my little brother, so I was like, I really want to tell you suck.
Oh.
They're actually really good. I want to give him a hard time so bad, but he actually put a lot of emotion into it, a lot of thought into it, and he does it really well. So he's only got 4 or 5 songs, but they're all really good. I'm like,
Wow.
he skipped over the phase where I went through, where I put out 25 crappy demos.
Right,
I've
right.
heard them. He's not lying.
They are crappy, huh?
He went right into a professional studio and made some decent music.
Wow. Now, did you know that you could?
I still don't think I can.
Really?
No, I've always been my own biggest doubter. I
So-
always have, but it makes it to where I do better though because I doubt myself.
That
so I
fuels
push
you.
myself even further.
Yeah.
And it just every song that I keep coming out with, everybody keeps telling me is just getting better and better and better.
Have
and
you
better.
performed them live though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
I've
have?
done 3, maybe 4 shows so far, and
Okay.
the last show that I did, I like I said, I'm my biggest doubter, but I literally had the hypest crowd during set
Really?
during the entire thing.
Wow.
So you turn into a different person when you perform, huh?
I've always been a people person. I like my specialty. Like Sid is our writer, Bob is the editor, and everything that he does. My job is PR and talent scout. That's what I do. I'm a people person. I'll go out to a show because I can go out now with a camera and I can work a show myself now, and I just talk to people. It's what I do. I'm an incredibly good talker. Not as good as Sid with his on-the-spot monologues and stuff like that, but I can just sit down and have a conversation with literally anyone about anything because that's just how I am. And it just blew up into something. I found some Kit Kats. Sorry.
Oh no.
Oh, go ahead, steal them if you want to.
He just reached
It's
over.
all
It's
for
like
you
Kit
guys.
Kat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found some Kit Kats. Somebody's
He's
lunch
like
version.
putting them in his
commercial
pocket.
going on.
I
Yeah.
know. Give me a break.
Well, all right. So let's go on to Sid. Sid.
Sid is like deep,
Sid.
deep in the mind of
No,
Minolta.
I know. Sid is a phenomenal writer. You are so good.
Yes, you are.
So, how did you come along with? Like, were you friends with these guys, or how did that work out?
So I was at a video shoot. I got a call, and they said, "Hey, I need you to video shoot. Here's the address." Okay. So I get there.
Who'd you get the call from?
My homie Fury, actually.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't these guys here.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So this
Okay,
is
so
where we
you
met.
met.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm told to go to this address down in Detroit. Never seen this place before. Never been in this place before. And I texted Fury. I says, "Hey man, I'm here." And he goes, "Don't talk to anybody. Don't do nothing. Just wait right there."
Oh wow.
I says, "Okay."
Jeez.
So I go across the street, go grab some cigarettes, and I felt fine in this neighborhood. Like I felt.
You shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You really
But-
shouldn't
He
have.
was
But I
7
did.
Mile, it was 7 Mile at Greenfield. He was definitely not in his neighborhood.
No, not at all.
But I'm invited.
I
to
don't
this-
even go to 70.
They probably thought he was a narc.
But
Yeah.
I go inside.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
invited inside of this house. I go downstairs. Bizarre sitting on the couch. A couple of other people are down there. Standing next to Fury, and I look up and I see this platinum placard. And I says, "Hey man, what is that?" And he goes, "You don't know what that is?" I says, "No." He hands it to me. He says, "You remember the album Devil's Night, D12's album with Eminem?" I says,
love that
"Yeah."
album.
He says, "This is their platinum placard. You're standing in the basement where D12 started."
Wow.
Wow.
I handed the joint back to him at that point.
Wait, hold on. You're actually smoking and you maintain a conversation? No, we don't let Sid smoke if he needs to work.
Really?
We gave Sid a 50 milligram edible one night, which is like the lowest you can get. And we went to Dayton. He said 10 words the entire night. I swear to God. The 10 words the entire night. He's sitting there. We're on the way down, and we're all talking. And we're like, "Sid, contribute to the conversation." He's like, "Nah, I'm just taking it all in."
I'm cool right now. I'm cool right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
in the little
He's just
nap
standing
and
at our merch
stuff.
booth with his arms crossed, all hazy-eyed, looking around. On the way back, he literally was in a comatose. I drove from Dayton to Flat Rock to Lincoln Park to Detroit, and then took him back home to Howell, and he slept the whole way.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, you live in Howell? You are a narc.
Yeah. I was gonna say that to you. You took the word.
Wait, Bob, get into the mic here.
We got invited to the same video shoot, and you can only guess who they sent to show us where to park.
The narc. The narc. All right.
White boy.
So anyway, so you learn about D12 or the whatever, and
I
then
did.
what happens?
It was for a music video for Grimy, which is out right now. Music video was great. Seven the General, OG Detroit hip hop artist.
So you were doing the video shoot then?
Yeah, right. I was just there for it. They did have a scene where I was actually a white boy getting mugged and robbed. in the neighborhood.
White boy
That's
Rick.
easy.
They needed a white boy. That's why
White
they
boy Rick.
Right.
I see that scene.
We need somebody we can mug.
Some little guy.
I know, Sid.
But that scene got cut, unfortunately. And it didn't actually go with the film.
Unfortunately, you were happy when
They
it
just
got
wanted
cut.
to
Don't
mug
lie. You're like,
you.
oh, thank God. I don't got this rep on the street no more. I'll be getting jumped by all these black guys. I'm so happy.
But contradictory to that, though, Seven the General looks over at King Gordon. He says, you know what? I respect Sid Jones. I respect this guy. He comes in this neighborhood, extremely respectful, throws down on some alcohol, acts as though he's in somebody else's house. He's not acting like he owns the joint. He's not acting like he's anybody but him. So Seven the General showing me respect like that meant the world to me. And
Yeah, it's one of my nephews.
Now, were you going by the name Sid Jones?
Yeah, so that started this past year, actually. 2017 is when I kicked off with the name Sid Jones after a book that I had written.
Okay.
I started this book back when I was 19 years old.
Okay.
I love when your accent slips out.
Yeah,
Me
where
too.
are you
I was
from?
just gonna
The
say
Jersey.
that.
That was like last week.
Outside a little bit. It's like,
Okay, wait.
Wait.
Because I've been thinking that the entire time he was talking, I was
me
like, he's
too.
not from here.
Right.
Are you from like New York or
I'm from the beautiful state of New Hampshire, actually.
New Hampshire?
New
Okay, so you're from
Hampshire.
the East Coast. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
New Hampshire.
Where in New
Oh.
Hampshire?
White Mountains, sir.
popped out again there.
You grew up
kidding.
around the block from you.
Yeah,
You were
don't
just a
hide
little
that
baby
accent.
when Dave was.
I love it. Yeah.
I love New Hampshire. I love the East Coast. The East Coast will always be my home, but I'd rather be out here in Michigan.
I know.
I'm in the perfect spot right now for the music scene.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was some-
So after that, you go, and how did you get hooked up with these guys?
I showed them where to park at the Grimy video shoot.
They were like, "Hey, we need you."
History.
So when did you guys figure out that he could write though?
Yeah.
I handed them a business card. They went and checked out my YouTube videos, and they're
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Man, I could just picture him doing these interviews. I could picture his energy."
Oh.
And then they
Wow.
found out that I write novels. So they're like, "And he writes." So Rox hits me up and says, "Hey, we'd like to interview you." I said, "Yeah, man, that'd be great." So Casper pulls me aside and he says, "Hey, man, we'd like you to be on the team." Rox was driving down. He says, "We really, really want this guy to write with us." And I
Yeah.
says, "Yeah, absolutely." It was supposed to be just one article a week, and
You turned into our Chris Haynes.
I turned into absolutely everything that I've ever wanted to be. It was a writer with an
Wow.
opportunity.
Oh, that's
Listen to music, meet new people. It's everything. So Rox TV really helped me out with that. And at the same time, I get to have my writing shine through
Yeah.
the music, the voice of the artist, which is why I try and capture. I'm like, what are they trying to do with this album? What are they trying to do with this music? You know, we see it in film. What is this movie trying to be? Well, music is the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to capture that voice of that artist and give them a platform where it's unbiased writing. It's just my opinion on it. And sometimes my ego gets in the way. Like I see a Huffington Post come up with an article about an artist that I've been following for years. I'm like, that's adorable. My turn.
Do you ever write about somebody? Like, do you review somebody you don't like?
Well, T Money.
Odds are, if I don't write about you, it's because of two reasons. One, I don't like you, or two,
Oh.
I don't know who you are.
So that's why you didn't write about the Nooner show.
yeah.
Yeah, now you
That must
girls
be
know
it.
He
it.
did put that mixtape out.
Bye,
but-
Sid. No. Thank you. No, thank you.
Killing
Next.
me with these sound effects. You're killing me.
Well, when it comes to different platforms, I've been covering the long talked about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now I'm not a fan of Adam 22, but that's where I've been getting a lot of my things from. So when I come across something that you know what I say come across my desk, whether I agree with it or not, it's something that's being said in the music, and I report it as news. I report it as this is who I'm getting it from. This is the source that I got it from. This is where you need to pay attention to. This is the
real
clip.
news or fake news?
This is legitimate real news.
news. Okay.
That's why I'm very picky on where I get my subject matter from. Like Adam 22 did a world tour with Tekashi. So if anybody knows anything of what's going on, it's Adam 22.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust him over TMZ.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
So when he says, I think he's going to snitch, I'm like, you know what? That's a valid reason. I'll take that video, write my own thing on it, what I think is going to happen, what I think Adam 22 may be right on, and why he's a legitimate source, and why I chose when I'm going to cover this story. It might be secondhand, but it's coming from the man who's worked with Tekashi side by side.
Yeah.
How do you stay, like how do you stay unbiased in certain situations
That's a good
like
question.
He does.
So
Yeah. He does it.
it's as I said earlier. If I don't like you, I just won't write about you.
We'll give it to another one of our writers. We'll be like, hey, we can't put Sid on this job because he's a little too quirky. So we're gonna give you this subject, and we want you to be this way.
But I don't like Tekashi 6ix9ine's music. I don't know what he's like as a person. So I just report. Is he going to snitch? This is the source. That's how I report unbiased.
You would snitch too if you weighed 120 pounds going in the penitentiary.
Especially since he's got 6ix9ine tattooed on his face. It's not a good idea going
Actually,
into
what I do
prison.
is I just call Team Money.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Team Money, I'm in a bind right now.
Help me, man.
Call me up. Especially on 7 in Greenfield.
Right, I was going to say,
Yeah, give me a call. I'm down the street.
You know what's great though about all these experiences though is like I have the opportunity to I get to listen to music whether I like it or don't. This is my review on it. Now, I was asked the question, would you review jazz? I don't know how to review jazz. I don't know how to. I can say if it's good jazz, and my basis on that is a show called Luke Cage, where it's like I like this sound, but I don't know what bad jazz sounds like.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so-
Yeah, bad jazz is jazz,
Right.
man. 'Cause
That's what I'm saying.
it's just different,
Yeah.
So
Well, let's have you switch here for a minute. That was Sid Jones.
Sid
Sid
Jones.
Jones.
Sid Jones.
Sid the man.
Sid Jones.
And we got Bob back on.
East
when we
Coast
first started
accent.
doing a lot of the video interviews and everything, I didn't like to be on camera, so most of our interviews are like first person. Like you never see me, you just see the camera.
Yeah.
You know. But I was like, we really need a face to be on camera, but I'm just not comfortable there. And like,
In comes Chris I mean, Sid Jones.
I was gonna be like, yeah, is that when you called me that day?
when we
Yeah, pretty much.
when we went and interviewed Sid, we were just going to interview him about his podcast and his journey, kind of like everything that he's done to get where he's at. And I'm just sitting there filming him talking, and I'm like, he needs to be the guy doing our interviews. He needs to be the one conducting them,
Yeah.
so to speak.
And he's got a great look, too. He's got that whole
yeah,
rock
yeah.
star thing
Yeah,
going
he did,
on
yeah.
there.
And if you watched, and it's taken a while to get into the right opportunities to make it all happen, but if you watch the videos we did with T-Money or
Yeah.
the ROC
Yep.
or Red, those interviews are really good, and
Right.
having him there gave it that
Right.
extra dynamic.
Right.
You know? It felt a lot more right. More
And it
like-
wasn't just that Sid
you-
was there too. It was the studio that T-Money
cheese
has.
out
That
there. Love
studio
that
was
place.
amazing.
Oh
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. It works pretty good.
Yeah, setting and location are always important for how you're.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the plans for the future for Rex TV?
Take over the world.
Take over the world.
Like
I
Pinky
love
and the
it.
Brain.
We're trying to just keep expanding. For 2019, what we do is a part of the way we get our name out there is we do throw events. We throw little local shows.
Oh, you do?
and yes.
What kind of events do you throw?
We had a summer rap jam this summer.
Oh, okay.
And we had a bunch of underground rappers from the Detroit area.
That was my first show. Actually, was the summer rap jam. I did
actually had a
his
couple
Hype Man.
underground rappers from New York too.
Oh,
there.
wow.
And,
Okay.
and it was just at a little bar in Allen Park called Simon's After Dark.
Oh,
It
yeah.
only holds 200 people.
Rocky's played there how
Yeah.
many times?
Right, but it's a
Yeah.
it's a great jumping off point, you know. So it's like, as far as Rocks TV, you know, we had no promotional reputation, so we had to start somewhere small. All of our events there, which we've had 3 or 4, have all been 150 plus people, which is really great for Simon's because I was
It
told
is great. That's
I
like
was-
sold out.
Yeah.
At Simon's.
Well, it's packed.
the owner loves
Yeah,
me.
no kid. Oh, I'm sure. Hey, is what's his name? The guy. that used to run the
Tiny.
door there. Tiny. Is Tiny still there?
I don't think
You
so.
I've
couldn't
never met
remember
a
Tiny.
They make us run our own door.
Yeah, we run our own door when we gotta go.
Oh,
Like you need
okay.
your doorman and a
The only
security
thing they
guy.
do
Oh,
for me
gotcha.
is sound and drinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
but, yeah, they told me to bring my own. He told me, I was like, you got so many people coming, you gotta bring some security. I was like, I understand. So.
Wow.
But
That-
we never
that's
had
success.
any issues because we went and hired a 7-foot-tall,
Yeah, he's got a-
scary guy with a tattoo on
We
his
call him the
head.
Big Bad Wolf. He's got a giant wolf tattooed on the top of his skull, so nobody really.
I seen him
messes
calm
with this guy.
quite a few drunk people down with just his words.
Yeah.
Through pure intimidation.
We call him the
man.
tree trunk because he's built like a tree trunk. He's huge.
So we're going to continue to have events. We're going to do the Summer Rap Jam again next summer. I would like to do it at an outdoor location. I'm actually going to team up with another promoter that has thrown outdoor shows before, and we're going to try to do it even bigger. and
Where are
keep
you going to
getting
do it
bigger.
at? Where do you think?
Either he was talking about either Washtenaw County Fairgrounds or maybe Monroe. So either
okay.
one.
Can
But
I
they-
ask who the promoter is that you're working with?
Well, his name's it's R&M Booking. He was just he just told me he had experience with outdoor venues and stuff, and I'm just trying to expand beyond the size that we're stuck at these smaller venues, and I believe that if we get the right artists, we want to get at least somebody with a big name to be the headliner,
Yeah.
to benefit all the underground artists on the show.
That would be cool. Who are you thinking of?
I don't even want
Is
to
it
say.
local or?
No,
He can't
no.
tell you,
okay.
Jackie.
No.
Cut it out.
I know. That's okay. I think
Super
that's great.
Jackie could have helped her.
No, I can't. Well, you could, T.
Yeah. Gene could
Jackie can
help.
make a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah.
Don't even.
So could you too.
Look, she made Rocky happen. Now look at that piece of
There
work.
we go.
Look at that piece of work. Look at that piece of shit.
I didn't say that.
I'm
I
just
didn't
kidding.
say that.
They're Italian.
okay, Rocky.
Yeah.
My parents like that too. Don't worry.
They're Italian. They're Italian. Don't.
Yeah, it's
don't
love. It's
I
Italian
don't even
family's good
understand.
one.
Like, what did she just say?
Yeah, right.
She knows I'm kidding.
We're definitely gonna do a lot more. We're gonna go to a lot more shows. Keep doing a lot of interviews. and
What's been the highlight so far?
It's hard to say.
The people we meet, like it's just insane.
What's been one of the best shows you've gone to?
Jelly Roll?
Oh my
Where
God,
was
that
that?
crowd
What's
was
Jelly Roll?
Toledo, Jelly Roll, and that's honestly to answer your other question. That might be somebody I would get for the Summer Rap Jam. He played at Civic Center in Toledo, and I hadn't had a lot of experience with him. There was 750 people there, and that's a lot for an underground show,
Right. Right.
And it was amazing. You can check it out on our YouTube,
Jelly
and you
Roll.
type in
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll interview, and
That was the
we
hypest crowd
we actually
we've ever
did
had.
something that we don't always do. I had a camera on stage. He had a camera side stage. So when we edited it up, we have this camera cutting back and
cool.
forth. It gives you that real feel.
Yeah.
Where you get to, you'll see Jelly Roll on stage, then you'll literally be on stage with him 2
Yeah.
seconds later.
Yep.
And
There's like one point in the video where Bob's up on the back of the stage with the camera, and Jelly Roll looks at him, points at the camera, and goes like this,
Yeah, he brought
and
me
has
out
him
front.
come out into the front of the stage to do it with the crowd.
Really?
Because when he
How
did
cool.
his I want to say his
Can't Go
main
Home.
song is "Can't Go Home." That's his like #1 hit. When he did "Can't Go Home," there was not a single person in that bar that wasn't singing it along with him.
Wow.
it was moving.
Oh my God! Just the
How
atmosphere in that place was
Yeah.
so amazing.
Who does the booking? Like, how do you guys get into these shows?
Well, overall, I have the final say on what we do, but everyone brings me opportunities. Sid, Casper,
But who pursues the opportunity?
all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
All
Yeah.
of us through word of mouth, either through one direction or another, either people coming to us or us going to them. Let me think. So Ritz, he's a rapper. Ritz, Rittz. He was on Strange Music with Tech Nine. If you guys know who
Okay,
Tech Nine
yeah.
is, he's a big rapper. He's coming to St. Andrews Hall. It's going to be sold out. I've been saying to the universe for a month
Another
now.
one of those coincidences. I was
For a
talking
month
about.
now, I'm like, I want to get into the Ritz show. See, the thing with it is, I can go to any show, but to get in with the cameras
Right,
and the
right,
equipment,
media,
you gotta
yeah.
have permission.
Right, exactly.
So I'm like, I'm trying to get the in on this Ritz show, because this is a big opportunity for us. And I've been putting it out there. We've emailed his management, which has worked for us in the past. That's how we got through the Jelly Roll show, how we got to Whitney Payton, other artists. But from emailing management and stuff, no response. Another group that we went out of our way to promote called MBK from Toledo, and we've done a couple interviews with them. We've
Those
really
guys love
pushed
me.
them.
They love me.
They hit me up and said, we're playing the Ritz show. we're putting you on the guest list.
Wow.
And I was like, yes. And it came out of nowhere. I didn't ask them. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was like, that was just the universe saying to me, okay, you wanted this.
Right.
Here it is.
Wow.
Just put it out there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that's how it goes. We follow the path.
Yeah.
You know, and if that phone would have never rang, we probably still would have tried to go out there and promote flyers, but we wouldn't have been able to get through with our equipment.
Right.
Now we're going through. We're going to promote MBK. We're going to do their, their performance, their backstage. Here you are on a national act show.
Right.
Let's turn it into a little video. But if we can get, if we run into Ritz and he wants to do a quick spot, we'll do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. You'll be
That is
positioned
amazing.
and ready
Yeah.
for that
Right.
opportunity. Good.
And
good
I
deal.
plan on locking in another interview with MBK too, because they have 4 members all together. And there was one time where I caught them at Lights Out, which Light is a performer on Psychopathic Records. He had a show in Flint. MBK performed, but there was only 3 of them. One of the members had just had back surgery a few weeks before that, but right before that, I had went to what they have is their Keeper Fest. MBK stands for My Brother's Keeper, and they had a Keeper Fest show, and I went down there and did the interview. And literally less than a week before that show, their 4th member had back surgery, and he popped 4 staples in his back while he was on stage performing.
Oh, wow.
So he wasn't able to do the Lights Out show because of that. So I went down there again this last week, or a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember, my days run together, and they had a Hell's Kitchen reunion because one of their members had just, he went to prison for like 13 years, and he just got out, so they did a coming home show for him, and MBK was one of their co-headliners. And I was like, yeah, I want to get an interview with all 4 of you because we only got the 3 of you. And come to find out, they invited us to this Ritz show, so that way we could lock all of that down as well.
That's awesome.
I'd have to say the highlights for us have all been behind the camera, or at least for me. Like he mentioned Seven the General earlier. When we went to that music video shoot that day that we met Sid, Seven the General is outside there talking to King Gordy and just saying, I grew up listening to your music. Here I am to do this song with you. And it was like a 5-minute long speech he's giving King Gordy about just how beautiful it is that he got to work with him and all this. And that's the highlight for me.
Yeah.
That wasn't on camera. That was just my personal memories and experience. And that happens to me all the time. We're backstage and someone tells me something, or it's all off camera stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
the
just like, we're
conversations.
spoiled.
Yeah.
We're spoiled. We get to know everything.
It's the conversations you get to hear
I
when
hear ya.
nobody else is around.
The previews,
and
I agree.
new songs that are coming out that no one's heard yet. They're
Yeah.
like, I'll show this to you. And I'm like, yes.
turn that camera off, though.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Who's been your favorite artist, though? Or who? Galliner sounds here.
What was that one for?
I don't think I could pin it down to a favorite artist.
No?
Besides Rocky, of course.
Yeah, besides Rocky.
Honestly,
Rocky,
the
of
only
course.
person that Sid likes more than Whitney Payton is you. Like
Aw,
that's the
that's 'cause
only
that
person that
Sid
Sid
knows
is
I
more
love him.
obsessed with.
Wait, now
than
Whitney Payton, isn't she a
She's-
rapper?
She's a rapper.
Yeah, I've
I would
seen
say
her.
it's somewhere between like rap and pop rock.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But like, there's an example. She's not she has done national tours, but she's not like, she hasn't made it. You
Yeah,
know what
no,
I'm saying? She's
she
not,
opened for. We saw her. She
Is that the same girl that opened for Twisted?
Twisted. She opened for
In
Twisted.
Lansing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
right. And so it's like
She was
artists
really
like
good.
that. It doesn't matter if you're a rapper or if you're a pop star. There's a girl that we covered because her mom asked us to come cover her show, and she's an up and coming she wants to be a pop star, So, but I would still consider her underground because she ain't signed,
Right.
So,
Right.
that,
So do you check them out before you go? Because if they're not
We
good,
try
you're
to
not
do
going to
research.
go.
I mean,
waste your
I
time,
try to
right?
hold. Yeah, well, it's not even always about
We just wanna be
quality because
educated.
everyone's opinions are different, but it's whether they're really actually working hard. I get
Yeah.
really disappointed if I go to a show and there's no one there and I can tell it's because they didn't promote it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's just a disappointment, and I find myself feeling bad for all the artists involved. Always,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, I feel bad for.
Well,
these
because you've been
guys.
there, so
Yes.
you know that side of it.
I get nauseous sick every time I got a show that day, whether even if I'm not performing, just as far as all this Rocks TV stuff, every time we have an event, I'll wake up that morning and be like, no one's coming.
Laura.
There you go.
It's just about right how that can happen,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
every show. Even
And
if
then
we know it's
I'm
going to be a
always
good
happy.
show, he's always like that. He's
Yeah.
always, I'm the optimist of the group, and he's the pessimist down. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, just calm down. It's going to be good. Relax. Everything's going to be awesome.
I couldn't
Crowd's
do
gonna be
this
hyped.
without these two guys.
Yeah.
These two guys,
It does sound like
we're the
us.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah, no,
And
you
there's
guys,
a-
you
there's
got
a-
a great thing going on. You
Yeah,
really
you
do.
do.
There's about 20 people involved, but
Yeah.
these are my right hand man. I couldn't do it without them. Like I said, I can't write stuff, So if I'm like, man, I just did a video interview with so and so, I need a bio, a description, links, everything.
Yep.
Sid will have it before I wake up.
That's
It'll be
awesome.
on there, and
Yeah.
and if I'm, I got the kids, everything's haywire, and I can't go to a show, and I had plans to, I call him. Look, I can't back out.
Yeah.
I need you to replace me.
How much time do you guys spend on Rocks TV? Because you all have jobs and stuff like that.
Oh my
so.
god. It's like, okay, so I never plan anything ever because I just wait for him to tell me where I gotta go and what I gotta do, because I never know ahead of time because there's just so much. Like I said, this is just the shows I've been to in the last.
I try
2
to keep it
weeks.
to Mondays and Tuesdays and the weekends, but sometimes it'll take up all our time. And as far as work goes, my work has had to get pushed to the side most of the time.
Oh, wow.
But I'm trying to build something here. I'm trying to make it. I don't want this to be just for fun.
Right.
It's
this
gonna be
is-
a job.
This is going
We
to be.
can
We do
tell.
have a. We
Yeah.
do
See
have a
the
couple.
passion.
We do have a couple small sponsors, but not enough to keep us going full time yet. But that's the goal. That's the
Okay.
goal is to do this as a job and be a publication
And
that
do this
people
full
count on.
time.
I want 20 years from now some kids to come up to me and be like, half the music I listen to I found on Rocks TV.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what I'm
That's
looking
Oh,
really
it was
cool.
great. That one of my favorite highlights. There's this group called Ala Zuli Lu or AXC that is signed with Magic Ninja Entertainment, which is Twisted's label.
Uh-huh.
And we were about to shoot an interview with AXC at their almighty release party down in Dayton. And this guy rolls up on a wheelchair and he's fanboy and acts like crazy. And we already have our camera rolling. We got the boom mic out and everything, and we're right behind the guy in the wheelchair. And he's like, "Yeah, I heard about you guys on Rocks TV." And we're like, they're like, "Yeah, they're right behind you. We're about to shoot an interview with them right now." He's like, "Oh, no way!" And he rolls his wheelchair around. And it was funny because he started trying to conduct the interview himself. It was hilarious. That was one of my favorite moments. I heard about you guys on Rocks TV.
That
It
needs
was
to be
great.
your tagline on everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
you
also
really
got a
should.
thank you note from a couple artists before that have been like, "Oh, I got recognized somewhere," and people are like, "Yeah, it was from your interview on Rocks TV."
Wow, that's fantastic.
Well, it didn't do anything for me, but that's not important. That's not important right now. It's important that we have you in the studio audience.
I think somebody forgot a certain article that I may have written on T-Money.
Yeah, you did great, bro.
Did you
I love
send
them both.
T-Money that second?
I sent the link.
You did send it?
Yeah.
Did you get to peep it?
The Death Row one? I mean,
Yeah.
the Suge Knight one? Yeah.
I want to interview again and get more into the Detroit stuff.
Well, see, Jackie won't let me do it. We got a
We're
book.
done. We're done with interviews.
Yeah.
Okay.
You really got to ask her because we got a
comes
book.
out.
Jackie
We got a
has a
book
lot-
next
Yeah,
year.
They do the
he
book
keeps
tour.
telling the whole story.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
got,
it's just so many stories
I
that I've
know.
probably even forgotten the book. So.
Stealing our ideas, Jackie? Is
They
that
do.
what's going on here?
No, she's good.
Interviewing people after the shows and everything.
that started way
Hey, it
before-
started with us, man.
Hey, sweetie, that was before you were born. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know how old I am.
She said, "Sweet." You're
Yeah, she knows how old you are.
I'm this many, okay?
Look, I'm this many, okay? 5.
No, she's been working on this book for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like 5 minutes though.
Yeah.
But it's a great. Man, we got some great.
I can't wait for it.
great,
You know what,
it's
T?
gonna be good.
I was just thinking about this. You know how books have like the audio? You need to do the
Oh,
audio.
yes.
An audio.
Yeah, we'll
with
do
his,
an
like,
audio
deep,
one.
Yeah.
sexy voice.
Yeah.
Pop it
We'll
into
do
a
the
Teddy
audio
Ruxpin.
one.
Let the Teddy Ruxpin tell
Yeah,
the story.
because when you
I
do
have the whole
audio,
audio. I mean,
yeah.
all our
Well,
Yeah,
like,
all
you know
of
how
them
they have like audiobooks, like
Right,
you just
right,
read
right,
the
yeah.
audiobook.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Review the book.
Sid's
Yeah.
gotta read a book then. I don't think Sid reads a book.
I've actually read a lot of books. but
Yeah.
My bad. I was thinking about myself.
Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs.
Green eggs and ham. You know.
Felix the Fire.
Is that my? Are you my mommy?
Are you my mother?
Eggs green.
Actually, one of my favorite books was Thus Spoke Zarathustra from Friedrich Nietzsche.
Okay.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
It's a serious book.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
You
had
both
a-
should read. Let's see. Have Gun Will Travel. That's the Death Row story by Ronin Rowe. That's a great book. And Dr. Dre's biography, which both of those books I show up in.
Right.
So it's a good thing, too.
That's why they're recommended.
Of course. That's the only reason
Wait,
why.
yeah, you're also in Time Served with Simone's
yeah, with Simone's book. I'm all through that.
That's not.
you don't need to read that one.
That's the one I'm getting.
Don't plug
Yeah,
that one.
that's my
Don't
ex.
even say that.
I know.
My ex thought she was going to get millions of dollars by dogging me out after I brought her in and everything, and the book didn't go
They
anywhere.
were.
You just plugged
They
it.
were.
Wait till
I
she
know, I
reads.
keep
Yeah, but
plugging
wait till
Now
she reads her
everybody's going to
chapter.
right.
No, we're not.
No, we're
Anyway.
not shitting on people in my book. That's a
No.
good thing.
Yeah,
It's
we're
just
not.
too much other stuff to talk about.
Right.
And I have to even deal with that.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Well, you guys, I love what you guys are doing. I think it's so cool, and
I
you're
do
onto
too.
something really big. So, how do people get a hold of you? What do you guys need? You need sponsors now, right? What else?
You need money.
Yeah,
Money.
exactly. That's what it is.
Okay. What about Kickstarter? Have you guys thought about that? Or
I've thought about it, and I've thought about having Sid write something. I just,
You should do
here,
it.
get the mic.
We just don't
get
want
the
to
mic.
ask
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
money.
Yeah, but the
Like-
Kickstarter's a little different, though. You know,
honestly, with the Kickstarter, I think like what mostly people focus on is some sort of project. So I can never seem to decide on what it would be. You know, it seems like I read the best way to do it is if you have something like, say, we are going to put some out, some special DVD out, or some special printed paper,
Or our
something.
New Year's show.
Or
Oh.
you were trying to buy some specific thing to upgrade your equipment, but you got to have some reason. You can't just go on Kickstarter and be like, give me money. So I'm always like, well, what do we want it for? You know,
Our New Year's show.
we got sponsors for that, but
Uh-huh.
I want to expand. You know, I want to keep
Right.
going further places. Because
What do you want to do as far as
Detroit
expanding?
is just one place.
Right.
There's underground everywhere.
Yeah.
We want to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just moved into Indiana. We had to legalize a
did?
show.
Well, not
Yeah.
moved.
Well, I didn't literally move to Indiana. I like
Oh.
Michigan a little bit too
Oh,
much.
okay.
But I moved. I put a
I
foothold
see.
for Rox TV in Indiana.
Oh, you
we
did?
had a legalize it show, which I was looking really forward to because allegedly there was a lot of cannabis there, and I
Yeah.
really wanted to go to that show. But I went and I interviewed Rehab because it was their coming out of retirement show, and it was a really good opportunity for us. And we had never been to Indiana before, so I was like, all right, I'll bite the bullet and miss all of the yay, and I'll go and interview Rehab, which it was actually a really fun night, and the venue was one of the nicest venues I have ever seen. It was Pierre's in Fort Worth, Indiana.
Oh, I've heard of that
That-
place.
that
Yeah.
place is huge,
Yeah.
and their VIPs are insane.
Really?
Insane, and their green room, floor to ceiling, wall to wall of
Yeah.
nothing but people that have played there. It's nuts.
So you asked about how to find us. RoxTV.com, which is
ROXXX TV.
3 X's. But you know what? So many people spelled it with 2 X's. I bought that .com too. So
Okay.
if you want to misspell it, go for it. Check us out on YouTube though. Also at Rox TV. Just type ROXXX TV. One word. You've got to be careful to spell Rox TV right because there are some less than appropriate things.
Okay. If you're looking up our website, if you're looking up the website, do not put a space between Rox and TV. It will bring up a porn site. I'm not. I always give people that disclaimer. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I don't think I have a video
Thank
on
you.
there, so I'm pretty sure that's not our website.
Thank
But
you.
I've never actually looked into it.
Yeah, we're on Facebook at
don't wanna
Rox
infect
TV. I'm on Instagram at Bobby Rocks. Sid's on there.
There is one fake
Real
Rox
Sid
TV
Jones.
one on Facebook though, the ROXXX TV. If you're on our Facebook, look for our T-shirt with the TV screen. There's one; it's a white background with RO and then 3 red X's.
There's one that looks like porn. It's not us.
Yeah, that's not us. We're the one with the TV. That's what we are. We got the
so
TV
the
as our logo.
disclaimer is that this is not a porn site.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're
Not at
looking
all.
for any sort
I
of
steer clear of anything like sexually inappropriate.
'Cause his
for
wife would
Rox
kill him.
TV. My wife would kill me.
Yes.
What does your wife think of this project?
It's hard, because obviously I spend a lot of time away from home where I wouldn't if I wasn't doing this. But
Yeah.
her and my mom and everyone's like, you are chasing your dream, and they really believe that this can become a career.
Yeah.
And I do too.
That's cool.
It's just man, the sacrifices are hard.
Yeah, but you just started in February, so
Yeah,
you got to
look at
give
where
it
you are
to be
now.
prepared for 10 years of sacrifices.
Oh yeah.
At least.
You know?
And it's crazy. I've never had a single person in my family say they were proud of me, and literally every person in my family has told me they were proud of me in the last 6 months. I'm like, you guys are gonna make me cry.
I mean, because whether we're getting paid or not, we are out here working. We're working
Yeah.
like, sometimes 80 hours a week just to promote people's music for them.
Yeah. Yeah, T, I mean, you can tell them all about sacrifice in this business.
If you're not willing to sacrifice, then just
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing the wrong thing.
Sit down.
Because it's people like
Sit down.
us, it's people like me that just don't even appreciate people that don't want to put the work in.
I can't even tell you the amount of gas that we've put into this.
Oh, sure.
Gas
Yeah,
alone
for
is
sure.
one of them.
Yeah, I can tell you about working 80 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's as a doctor, not even in the music.
Right,
So.
right. And unpaid gigs and
Listen,
yeah.
Well, we don't know about many of those.
That's another thing that we do.
You know,
Right.
but there's other people that do.
What? That Rocky?
Yeah.
And not just unpaid, the ones where I have to pay.
Right, you gotta pay.
Yeah, that's
I
ridiculous.
still has to
Right.
come out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say though, today is December 1st.
Yes.
It
Oh,
is.
it is?
No free tickets is available now from Red. It is available right now today. And if you haven't seen it, She Said
Yes.
was one of my favorite music videos I had
It's
seen.
a great video.
That was
Great
it was a
song.
good one.
There's so many great
Yes.
videos that came for this album, no free tickets. And I
Yeah.
understand why it's called
Oh,
No
that's
Free.
right. It just dropped,
It
didn't
did drop today.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I want to give a
All
huge
right.
thanks to Red.
Yes.
Red and Tom,
Yes.
90% of my experiences, if
Are
it weren't for
from
Tom,
them.
wouldn't been for Red, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now today. I would not be sitting in this room.
Excellent.
And Rocky did an amazing job in those videos, an amazing
she did.
contribution into Caught Up and into She Said. She Said being probably one of my favorite reviews that I have ever written.
Yeah, it was very well
It
written.
was.
And
was
I
very well written.
loved how the transitioning between Red and Rocky takes place. They have so much chemistry. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it,
That's
you
good.
owe it to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
Caught
I
Up.
said, I was like, are they dating?
Hey, don't nobody ask
Hey,
questions.
Rob,
Are you
You
dating?
guys.
Are you?
No.
Nobody
My
asks
brother was
questions
really
like
funny,
that.
Though, when that came out, he was like, "So in your hypothetical relationship, you meet and hook up in the first video, and then he's like messing around and like being mean to you in the second video. He's like, should I be upset about this, or like, he's like, do I need to be concerned?
Should I whoop
if
his
this
ass
is-
for you?
I was concerned when I saw the other girl in the other video.
That's
I
what
said,
my
"What is
brother
he
said.
messing around?"
Yeah.
My review actually explained all that, by the way.
Oh.
I went read your article said.
Yes, they do.
So what do you pay me for, bro? What do you pay me for?
I don't pay you.
Casper.
Hey, they pay you weekly.
I do
Very
Tom
weekly.
Cruise love.
You weekly.
If anybody
Oh my God. We were doing a secret project with Axe, and they called him a cross between Tom Cruise and Ben
Yeah.
Stiller.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
hilarious.
true.
Me too.
It
Oh
was
my gosh.
hilarious. They were messing with him the whole time. It was amazing.
on record, I am not a Scientologist.
What about off record?
Yeah, what about
Maybe.
off record?
We saw you downtown.
Oh, they coming here, right?
They're
Oh,
here.
I actually
Are
moved
they
their-
here?
They're
I
here.
moved their
Oh, they are
office
here.
building in because I'm a professional mover, and we were at
Are
the
you?
Scientology building, moving all of
Really?
their stuff into the Scientology building. I swear to God, I found brainwashing rooms. I'm not even lying. It was
You
these,
better be careful what you're saying.
Yeah, they're gonna come after you.
It's
I
like
ain't
they're
afraid
coming to
of
get you.
Yeah,
I ain't
they
afraid of
come
that.
I'm afraid for you.
Let
I
Tom
don't know
Cruise-
anything
I
about
ain't afraid
this.
of Tom Cruise. He's like 4 foot nothing.
Yeah, I take offense to that.
Hey, I'm short because I'm afraid of heights. Okay.
I'm short because I'm afraid of heights. That's
That's
the
a
best
good
one.
one. Tom and them coming to get him.
Yeah.
They gonna come get
All
you.
right.
I'll just be an impersonator. I got you covered. I'll be like, no, I swear, I'm Tom Cruise.
He's with me.
cool. He's straight.
He's with me.
Right.
All right. So what do you guys have planned next? Whose show are you going to be at? What's going on?
That's Ritz, isn't it?
Well, there's a local show tonight. Aztec the Barfly is dropping his CD, The Lion King. We're gonna go there and show love for them. They got this thing called Middle Finger Music. It's like a conglomerate of underground artists from here, Detroit, with this producer Foulmouth, Aztec the Barfly, this video music maker, Swig Sinatra. So it's like a
Swig
team of people
Sinatra.
with different talents all coming together to push the
Cool.
music. But they're having a release party at the Old Miami tonight, and we'll be there. And then we'll be actually having a table set up at Twistmas on Friday. So Twistmas
Twistmas.
having
Oh yeah.
a canned food drive concert.
Right. That's
for
at the
Christmas
Crowfoot,
at
right?
the Crowfoot. And Rocks TV will be having a table
Cool.
there, doing our prize wheel. We'll be giving away merchandise that's been donated to us from many underground
Yeah,
artists.
Oh,
that's what we do.
cool.
Is that's how we
Fun.
get subscribers. We got a big prize wheel that we
Yeah.
take with us, and you subscribe to our YouTube and our Facebook and show us, and then you spin our wheel and win whatever you
God,
want.
are you guys marketing majors? That's great. That's
No,
a great
we just sit around and
idea.
have really good ideas.
You do? Ideas.
ideas.
That's what's wrong here, Rocky and Nora.
That's copyrighted, by the way. Just so you know, that's copyrighted.
Okay.
Roaded.
Copyrighted.
Copyrighted. And copyrighted is copyrighted.
I see why the writing is in my arena now.
Oh, I'm the people person.
You should probably do the reading for him.
I can read.
Are you guys coming to Hyped Up on the 11th?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're
we're
going to
there.
see Rocky and Roadwork here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Have
definitely
you,
gonna be there.
have you seen Roadwork? Oh,
They're amazing.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
so good.
We shall.
This is going to
That's-
take you guys to
I haven't
another
been
level.
disappointed with the hyped up yet, so I can't
Yeah.
miss.
Well,
No, the
well
Hyped
here's
Up
the
is
thing.
great.
These guys aren't underground here.
No,
so this is a whole
it's
different
amazing.
ballgame.
That's
Yeah.
another
It's the
thing I
real
wanted
deal.
to say. So I'm hanging out with Tom. We're talking about doing a potential tour, and I promised him. I says, "Hey man, like I'll push red, whatever it is you need me to do." And he happened to play some Rocky music. And I says, "Wow, this person needs some exposure." So I wrote a review on my own validity, on my own. Like this is what I got to do. I got to push this person. And when I walked into Hyped Up Live sessions, this beautiful woman over here, Jackie, had no idea who I was.
Ah,
And when I
thank you.
told her,
I
like,
remember you.
when she asked,
I was
"Did you
there. She
guys-"
said, "You're the guy that did the article on Rocky."
Yeah.
I was like, no, that was him.
Yeah, you're trying to throw me under the bus, and I got praised. You're like, wait, no, I changed my mind. That was me.
No, I did. It was me. I swear.
And that right there just showed me like my writing is reaching all the right people, and that's what brought me here today. It's
Yeah.
what introduced me to Team Money Green, and
Yep.
it's just because somebody took the time to be like, I really liked what this guy had to say. You know, it's never been just about the underground for me. The underground will always be my home. I will always love the underground, but all music is what makes me passionate. Like Dropkick Murphys, Black Flag, Gangrene. I listen to some punk rock, listen to some heavy metal, listen to some hip hop. Definitely listen to some Rocky Wallace, and even Red, which I think is like its own category.
Yeah.
There's three
That's her
branches of
mother
music right
over
now.
there.
I'll flirt with Jackie too.
They
why
give you
not?
a
Hey, Jackie.
You can get a discount on a PPO if you mention Sid's name. But let me clarify.
No, I like the flirting. I'm good with it.
Let me clarify about the underground thing. Yes, we do focus on the underground, but I would say our Rocks TV motto relies around 85% underground and 15% mainstream. Because if we don't cover the mainstream a little bit,
Right.
we can't bring that traffic in to see
Exactly.
our underground artists.
Right.
So it's always been about putting them on the same platform.
That's
So
great.
We've always thrown articles about artists that don't even know who we are. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like
That's
I
great.
was down in Toledo, and there was this guy that we had messed with when we first started, and then we had started messing with a bunch of big names, and then we went back and I talked to this guy again, and he was like, "That's what I love about you guys is you guys started off with all of us no names just interviewing us, and you guys are talking with some of the biggest names in the business now, but
Right.
you still talk to us."
Right.
And that's the best part about it is if we talk with these
you're right.
people that are so big in the business,
Yep.
but we talk to them because it helps shine light on the people that are unknown.
Exactly. You know, it's the same thing with musicians starting out. I would say to them, throw in some really popular covers because people will not listen to your original if you don't get covers in your
Told
mix.
you.
It really,
Telling
you
them
have
since
to
day
do
one.
that to
I
start.
was like, if you go to a show and this crowd does not know you,
That was
like,
what I did. I
you
opened
did,
up
but
with
whose
that.
idea was that? I said,
Okay,
do a
yeah,
cover
yeah,
song.
yeah.
I said, do a cover song.
Yeah,
so
you
they're
have
like,
to.
Oh, this guy's awesome.
Right.
And then they'll give
Then
your
you got
music a
'em.
chance.
Yeah, my
Right.
first
Yeah.
show that I did, I opened up with the first
I
verse for
told
Boys
you to
in the
do
Hood.
Johnny Cash.
I
You
opened
done
up with the
Johnny
first voice
Cash?
with the
I told you to do
first-
Johnny Cash.
I can do Johnny Cash.
That was
I'm not
not
gonna
your
lie.
first show.
I got-
watch on this heart of mine.
No, my sooner or later they're gonna cut you down.
That was not your first show.
That's
You did
actually
Colt 45.
Oh no, Colt 45 was the first one. See,
Go
I
on that
told you
Colt
my days were
45
together.
and
Johnny.
two zigzags,
Maybe
baby.
that's all.
It's like a party song, but
It
he got
was.
the attention of the whole
Right.
room.
Yo,
And
yo.
then I went into my own music.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got you.
Casper, Chris
That's
Webby
smart.
show. When I walk in, I'm outside for a cigarette, and I come in and I hear Bohemian Rhapsody.
This is why I'm
Oh,
good at my
you
job.
did?
This is
Who
why
did
I'm good at
that?
my job.
So I come in, I see Casper. He's got the camera going. He's got everybody in that crowd singing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Did you
That
really?
I was
show,
up on stage with the camera and a light and just.
you know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. My feelings are a little hurt. No one asked me about my highlight.
What was your highlight?
It was all of 2018. But Team Money
Sid?
Green, King
That's a cheap
Gordon,
answer.
the everything I've done. But the one moment where I can possibly say was like, my goodness, when you make me set my drink down, is when I know that like you've caught my attention.
So who was that?
That would be Red opening up the floodgates for the Chris Webby show.
Oh my God, that was the hypest crowd I've seen Red get.
Yeah.
Normally, when I see my buddy, a friend of mine, somebody who I love,
Yeah.
somebody who I respect, like, and I hear he's opening up the whole show,
Yeah.
my gut turns a little bit. I get a little upset. I'm like, oh no, there's not gonna be enough people in here. Like, I get a little nervous.
Oh.
It was so hot in there because of the people. My lens fogged up every 10 seconds.
Wow.
It was so hot.
I'm sipping my drink,
that's not
and I
Rocky's
turn
fault?
and I hear the crowd.
It was
just-
Rocky's fault, but she left a little early, so.
I tell you what, though, man, that crowd responded to her like crazy.
Oh yeah.
That was.
Can you blame them?
The crowd always.
I guess so.
Yeah. They
Yes.
do respond to her.
Oh, look at her blushing. Her cheeks are hurting from smiling.
I actually wrote a review of that show.
Yeah, you
and this was a blessing. When I wake up and I see that Chris Webby retweeted that article
Yeah.
and his record label, I
No
was like,
kidding.
I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Oh,
Sid. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
I've got so much love for the music. Like, why would I waste my time writing something bad about somebody who I don't care
Right,
about? Like,
right.
so it's not like
That's great. I love
Yeah.
how you look at that.
because if
right.
it's-
Why waste your time?
why
There's
would I
so
sit there
much
and do a
good.
smear article?
Right,
Why would I sit there and do like a
Right.
well, I don't like this artist because I'm like, that's not going to do anything.
Right.
Like
Right.
that could destroy my credibility
Good
and my
for
integrity as a
you.
writer.
Yeah.
When I hear something that people need to hear, and if I keep going on this track, it's like no matter what's written, no matter what platform, I want people to be like, oh, Sid Jones wrote this article. I gotta read this.
Fake
That's
news,
awesome.
Ted.
I
You're
think,
really huge, but not.
I think you guys are on such
Yeah.
an amazing path. I can't wait to see a year from now where you're at. And
Trust me,
who
neither
you're-
can I.
No, really.
Neither can
And I love the energy and the passion you guys have for it and the work ethic. You guys, it's fantastic. I got to quit saying that word because everybody's bitching about
What,
me saying
fantastic?
that word. Yeah, I get criticized for it, but
Why?
Try
it's so
fantabulous.
good.
Try fantabulous.
Marvelous.
Okay. No, but really, you guys are onto something big, and we're big supports of you guys, and we want you to come to Hyped Up, and
Oh yeah, we plan
part
on
of
going to as
that.
many hyped ups as we possibly
yeah,
can.
that's great.
Because
Good deal.
I love. Not only do I love the studio, I love T Money, and I love you guys, and it's just
Being
the
supportive for it is just part of what we do.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and well, we want to reciprocate too.
I
Promotion.
So
I'd like to drop a freestyle monologue right quick.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah, let's do it.
wow.
I'm
Don't ask
sitting
me to
here
freestyle.
in a shipping container
Yeah,
with some
I
of
know.
the most beautiful women I've ever met. With
Yes.
some of the greatest people I've ever met. I'm sitting across from a legend right here, right now.
Yes.
And as
Wow.
much as people are saying we love what you're doing, you don't understand. It's the listeners, it's the people that are here right now that are making it possible for us. Because it goes
Yes.
both ways. If you let me, invite me into your home, invite me into your studio, invite me into your shows, I'm able to turn around and give shine to that. And I
Yes.
couldn't do that if it wasn't for the opportunity of like, yo, I want to hear what this guy has to say. I want to hear what these people are doing. I want to hear what is going on over on this side. So it's reciprocated. Jackie, I love what you're doing. Rocky, I clearly love what you're doing. And
have
all
no
the people
idea.
here,
Thank you.
like being in
Thank
the
you.
studio right now, being inside of a shipping container,
I know.
across from a legend,
love
some of the
this.
most beautiful
love
women,
this
man. It's a
building.
dream
This is
come
cool.
true. Like I was 14 years old dreaming about a moment like this.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I got something for you to dream about. We got a song that you haven't heard that Rocky is on
Oh yeah.
with the legendary B Def, who just recently rest in peace.
You promised
Is he
me
the
a
one you were
copy
showing
of
me
that,
last
right?
time I was there?
I promise you.
Oh, you got to
Heck
listen.
yeah.
Don't
to
ever
this.
believe, when I promise you stuff, I usually do. But
I've been looking forward to that.
No.
Tony. Don't tease me.
wait,
Don't
no,
tease
no.
me.
But we got a song, and I'm gonna let my man have my headphones, and the song is "Sacred,"
Oh, it's a great.
and they got it
song.
on the deck
Yeah.
up here, and we're gonna play it for you in just a second,
Yeah.
so you can hear Rocky on some other shit.
I would
Oh,
appreciate
there you
that.
go. All right.
Because before Red put her on, I put her on.
And we're all gonna stare at
did
you as we
see,
listen
you
to
did
it too.
see.
I know talent way before, like, oh, that's talent,
You know, I gotta say though, Team Money, I think you and me are on like the same point when it comes to talent. Like,
Yeah.
I think you and me, like, if we sat there, which would be a great thing. I propose an idea that you and me sit down, we
Yeah.
do like a live reaction together,
Yeah.
and be like, would you like go back and forth? And I guarantee like our chemistry and our
Probably be
ideas
the
about
same.
this
Real
track.
the same.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't doubt that.
I
He
think
just wants
that's
to hang out
amazing.
with
I can
you
tell
more.
by you.
I
Yeah.
do want to.
Yeah.
That's because they know T Money don't go nowhere.
You just gotta pick him up from Howell, because I'm not doing it.
Oh shit! From Howell.
Yeah.
My rehearsal is out there. Where we used to rehearse in Brighton.
I know.
That's the Roadwork headquarters out there in Brighton too. But I want y'all to hear this song, "Sacred," featuring Rocky, B-Def, who was one of the greatest lyricists in the fucking world. I think his project will probably make it now that he's gone, because I think they were really scared of him. You know, and you'd be surprised how much the industry really peeks in on people.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, he just keeps making too much fucking noise, man. Let's don't get him in. Well, now that he's dead, I think that'll
surprise me.
Well, it's
think
draft
that'll be
season.
easy.
It's draft season right now. Right now, labels are desperate. They've got their mumble rappers and their trap rappers that are falling off the map, and they're getting put in jail.
Yeah.
So right now, they're looking to us, like
Right.
all of us. Everybody sitting in this room, they're looking to us. They've
Yeah.
got the answer. They've got the.
And I'm
next
calling
thing.
myself the antidote. You know,
You
that.
are the
Yeah.
That's what we
antidote.
say. It's
I-
all about real music, man. It ain't about this. You know, I've never followed the trends ever.
I hate
It's
things
just because
that are
it never
trendy.
worked for me. Yeah.
I hate things that are.
Yeah,
I don't
it
even
never
wear
worked.
name brand clothes. I hate things that are trendy.
Yeah. It never works for me. Me either. So you got that song queued up? All right, let's check out Rocky on Sacred. You
And
guys check it
B-Def.
out.
All right.
What's it like to have the shine of a star? How does it feel to be an angel? And does heaven know where you are? I just want you to bear in mind and recognize the signs that we've been dealing and feeling that seem to have bridged time. It's good to know that you're feeling the same. True passion that reaches a deeper level than the physical plane. High in the self to seem to be connected somehow. I can feel you deep in my spirit every time you're around. I'm just saying, I do believe some fairy tales come true. I slay a dragon, kill the witch, and build a castle for you. Can you visualize your life as my wife? Waking up to each other, hugging and kissing after fucking all night? Yeah. The more you hear, the more you want me. Love you for the fact you ain't bitter, ratchet, or raunchy. It's as if some type of magic at work. I surrender to destiny and all the joy that it's worth. What we got is so irresistible. Nothing ordinary and typical. If I lost you, I just couldn't make it. We share a bond that's lifelong and sacred. What we got is so irresistible. Nothing ordinary and typical. If I lost you, I just couldn't make it. We share a bond that's lifelong and sacred. What we got is so irresistible. Nothing ordinary and typical. If I lost you, I just couldn't make it. We share a bond that's lifelong and sacred. Has it never occurred to you what you mean in my life? We share a bond that radiates a luminous light. I'm assuming I'm right. All I got is you in my sights. We on higher grounds, but some don't see the view from this height. Perhaps you wondering if destiny's real. You see the signs, giving the passion and pleasure and the love you can feel. Nothing to fear here. All I got is love from within. It's like a universe, infinite, devoid of an end. You can put your trust in every single word I express. I offer peace and protection and freedom from stress. My adoration for you runs so deep. I got an ocean of emotion and affection that should be seen as a blessing. I feel as if I loved you before we met. We could be connected to something deeper than the pleasure of sex. We vibrate a high rate of harmony. Whenever we close, it feel like heavenly hosts touch us around me. What we got is so irresistible. Nothing ordinary and typical. If I lost you, I just couldn't make it. We share a bond that's lifelong and sacred. I don't know. It's like I loved you before we met. I don't know if it's like we reached a deeper level of irresistible passion. I see all the signs, our hearts, our minds, our spirits, just so deeply connected. I like to suggest that you just remember. You probably feel something so deep in your heart. After you come to your decision, just envision making love in the dark. We touching each other's parts, our lips meeting a kiss. Our bodies both exploding, sweaty sexual bliss. You feel a strong desire to taste me. You craving my flavor as you caress and embrace me. It's crazy. Don't think of it as animal lust. Just a secret attraction and a trust that's shared between us. But now you understand and agree. I'm the best you ever had, and you hunger for nothing other than me. Fantasies fulfilled, dreams become real. Innermost thoughts turn into something you can feel. You know the sound of my voice is making you moist. All my tones making you moan like a kiss in the erogenous zones. I make love to you mentally, lock it in your brain and your mind, and always remember me. What we got is so irresistible. Nothing ordinary and typical. If I lost you, I just couldn't make it. We share a bond that's lifelong and sacred. What we got is so irresistible. Nothing ordinary and typical. If I lost you, I just couldn't make it. We share a bond that's lifelong and sacred.
Oh, I love that song.
And I'll be honest.
You don't hear enough rappers rapping about love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
always about hate, right?
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so love, yeah, but it's like in a completely different form. It's like the misogyny of like the hip hop aspect in the realm of it all. and then you've got repetitive music. What we lost is what we found in that song, and that's the soul of music.
Yeah.
In its entirety.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where's the article in this song, Sid?
Hey man, I'm just hearing this for the first time.
I'm just saying, hop to it.
Sid, I'm gonna get you the album. I'm gonna get you the
process.
project so you can check it out.
Yeah,
I'd
T,
like to
you
do a-
It's a
produced
great
that.
album.
Did you?
Yeah, I
did you
produced
The
it.
write the
morning
lyrics
song.
too, or
No, not the lyrics. You know, B.
Okay,
Def writes his
he
own
did-
lyrics.
oh,
Yeah,
the
I just
morning
got the. I'm
song,
in charge.
T.
He
Yeah.
had a hell of a way
That
with
was
it.
my
Morning
favorite
song.
song.
We got
was
that one. It's
lovely.
called
we
For
have
You.
that
We got that one. Yeah, I
oh
brought
my
it. Yeah.
gosh, Rocky wanted that
Yeah,
song.
yeah. I wanted Rocky to get a copy of it so she could. It is a very. This song is so motivating that
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
listen to it every day, it stops you from doing the things that stop you from getting places.
Yeah.
Because we have to learn how to change our thinking. This is what
Right.
B. Def thing was about: is learn how to change your thinking, because it's your thinking that gets you in the position. Like if you broke and don't have the money, well, you probably think about how broke you are every day and don't have any money. But if you thought different,
Right.
then you can bring things around, and that's what his
Right.
his whole philosophy was of. And that for you song is just believe in yourself and believe in and change your way of thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know.
remember when you first
Yeah.
heard that song.
I heard
She,
that song was in the studio. I think you guys
you
were
got to talk in the
mixing,
mic,
Yeah.
Rick.
And with Easy to God was there.
Yeah.
And I heard that song and I was like, I need a copy of that song. I
Yeah.
can listen
Yeah.
to that every
Yeah,
morning.
it is
and
a
I can
it is a
get me
very,
out of
very
bed every day.
motivating song.
Just to touch on what T Money was saying, and not to put Casper on too much of a blast, but Casper here has delved with depression, and I've seen it firsthand. And keeping him busy with Rocks TV and Rocks and music has brought a whole new person out of him. So it's the same thing. You can't keep looking backwards. You just got to keep moving forward and keep motivating yourself and
Right.
everything. And the rewards are not always financial.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
no. It's
You
some
have to-
things just straighten you out, help you get
You have
straightened
to
out.
just
Right.
go, yes, I did it.
Yeah.
There was a song on that project that deals with depression too.
Yeah, and on that same project, Peace in My Head
Oh.
is a very good. And what I used was my cousin. She would always call me like, I'm taking care of my mother every day. I'm just tired of this shit. I wish I was dead. And I said, you know what? Say that to me. Leave another message like that, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with it. So she did it, and at the end of the message, what I ended up when I took it in the studio, I put a gunshot, where she killed her, actually killed herself,
wow.
and you hear the body drop, and then the song starts. Well, after that, she just never talked like that again.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, it's that easy to kill yourself. You want me to kill? I'll kill you then.
Wow.
So I killed her on the track, and I mean, we brought that too. But I mean, I killed her on the track.
Well, what I did is the very first song that I did was that RSO was the first? No, Meet the Beast was the first one, right? Yeah, Meet the Beast was the first one I did, but there was one that I did, the special one. It's called Sandman, where the song from back in the day, Mr. Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
sampled that.
Yeah, I sampled that from a group that redid it. They slowed it down, and then I took the first 40 seconds, and then I used that as my hook, and then we flipped the beat and made a dope beat out of it. And that song covers breakup, suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, insomnia, pretty much any and everything that goes wrong in your head. And that was the song. I went to go look it up one day so I could show it to someone, and a Pandora link popped up for it. I was like, okay, hold on, who stole my song? And I went and I looked, and it was actually my song, and I called everybody. I'm like, I'm on Pandora, oh my God. It blew my mind.
Music is the best medicine, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I said, and having goals, like, sending him to shows and him coming back feeling accomplished because he met someone new, got us on a new lead, got us an interview. That kind of stuff is just
make you feel good about yourself.
Well, he discovered his purpose, it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
That's what
like
it's
I
all
was saying
about.
about the coincidences, when you notice all these coincidences, that's when you know that you're on the right path.
Right.
And the harder you try to fight that right path,
Right.
the harder life is going to try to fight you back.
Right.
Just relax,
just
go
gotta
with
go.
it, and
Surrender.
everything happens
Yep.
the way it's
Surrender.
meant to
That's
happen.
right.
Yeah.
That's
There's
right.
been so many things where I'm
It
like, oh
all
my God,
happens
why
for a
is this
reason.
happening to me? And then it ends up turning into something that's 10 times better than what it
Yeah.
was before.
Yeah.
Right.
You just
Right.
got to see past that original slump, and it shoots you higher than what you were even dealing with before that. You just got to get past that original, oh my God. And it gives you to that, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
You just got to relax and go with the flow.
You need to do a little video on your YouTube about that because you're talking to creatives in the music business that all suffer, most of them, from depression and anxiety and everything else. And that's what they need to hear. You just got to get to the other side. You got to get through it.
If you see through it, it always ends up turning out better in the end.
Right.
Always ends up turning out better in the end.
They need to realize that success is not always a number.
No.
Right.
No, it's not. Hey, is that a bullet hole in your ear?
If it is, that's a small little bullet.
You shot with a BB.
Calendar.
Yeah, a little BB went through my ear. No, I used to be able to put a Sharpie into it back in the day, and then I lost my earring, and now it's just like looks like someone took a hole punch to my ear.
Right, yeah. I was just wondering if you got shot right there. Okay.
I wish I could. Maybe I get a little more street cred if
No,
I got shot.
I
took a bullet to your
head.
No.
Not your ear, I don't think.
Don't do it. Don't wish that.
Don't give
really
anybody
small
any
bullet to the
ideas.
ear.
Right.
Don't
I
wish
got in a
that.
fight with a guy with a hole punch.
'Cause I got 12 calls last night. T, are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not at the Russell, first of all, right now. And then I was wishing I was there when I heard what happened.
What happened?
Oh, 2 people got shot and somebody got killed in the Russell yesterday.
Were they having
2
an
little white
event?
guys. Yeah, some kind of, they said, fun turns into tragedy. I don't know. It didn't happen nowhere near my building. It was just in the parking lot at the back. It's just, they let too many undesirables in on those events because all they care about is getting that $15, $20 parking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it ain't no telling what really went down, but I'm glad I wasn't there because I would have been locked in there. When they rope a crime scene off, you're
Yeah,
not
you
going
can't
anywhere.
Right.
There's only one way in and one way out of that place.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing. I would have jumped the fence behind the, building 2, that fence right there over the freeway. Yeah, I would have had to just jump because claustrophobic would have set in. Like,
No, I
Even
would
though
have
it's a big ass
driven my
building.
truck
Two
through the fence.
Two of the rappers that we're helping promote a lot. One's name's Trey Pounds, the other one's Max Julian, and they're actually how do I say, marketing themselves on this message of
Unity.
stopping the violence at rap shows, like stuff that happens.
Oh, that's
like,
great.
People shooting at each other in the parking lot, things that
Yeah.
are ruining music. And
Right.
So they're really preaching this, like peace against violence at rap shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, what is it with rap and the beefs? Like even Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
what
just-
is this?
It's just, and then the bad thing about them two is they both making money.
I know.
So
yeah.
so what they're doing is somebody young is paying attention, like, oh, that's how you do it, and then that person will never make no money.
Right.
Right.
That person will go to jail. To me, I just think it's a big systematic thing that's just fooling our youth.
Yeah.
Like
right,
Tekashi
right.
6ix9ine. You talk about now. I've been following the hell out of Tekashi, and I feel sorry for him because I'm like, boy, this is just this young boy with 80,000 in his backpack for nothing,
Yeah.
just running around because this is what he thinks he has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of the people he's around, he has to do that. He's got to look tough.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now look at it. He might be doing life in jail.
Right.
I mean, it's just sad, and I just think that's the mission. They show you all this money, and then you go for it. You act like he acts, and then they take the money back when you go to jail.
Right.
Right.
Of
And
course,
you
the
just in
record
jail.
company will never give his family what his actual count
Never.
is.
No.
Never.
Whatever. If he had $1 million coming, you
Right.
can bet it's going to be, oh, yeah, he got 300,000
Yeah.
this month.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Got 70%.
Right.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
knows? I
Right.
mean, it's just
Right.
so I just think it's really a trick to fool and get you guys in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as
To,
far as
you know.
rappers, I think it's all ego that causes
I
that.
feel like a lot of
But-
it's. I mean, is it staged? Because I feel
Yeah.
like
Some
lot
stuff
of
is
it is
staged.
Like,
A lot
I
is
feel like a
staged.
lot of it is like.
Well, like the
just
Dr.
to-
Dre, Eazy-E beef, staged. They did not hate each other. Soon as Eazy got sick, Dre was sitting right by his bedside. And then but people find out, oh man, if we then you hear the Tekashi beef with the other Trippie Redd was fake. I mean, you hear all these things are fake, but guess what?
Yeah.
People don't know.
No,
Right,
right.
right.
They take it
So
all.
now,
do feel
you know,
like-
Right.
I don't know. As a consumer, obviously I'm not in that world. Like I can pick up on it that it's like they're probably full of shit and they're both
But
making,
a
like,
lot
yeah,
of people
you
don't.
know,
a lot
right.
of
A
people
lot of
can't pick
people
up
don't
on
think of it like
Yes,
that.
right.
Your average
Right.
young guy who hasn't been to school, don't really care about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
He's thinking that, hey,
Yeah,
and if
that's
I
how
ever
you
see
do it.
Tekashi, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right.
You know, and then you'll be like,
So
man,
was
it
was
beef.
the Eminem and the Machine Gun Kelly thing staged? Do you think?
Well, some
I think
people
so.
said that was staged.
I think so.
Because
so?
Eminem,
I feel like Eminem gave him a little shine.
Yeah, it was
He
a
knew
little
what he
too
was doing.
coincidental. It was a little
Yeah,
too
yeah, it
because he
was,
dropped
yeah.
an album right after that happened. It was a little bit too coincidental that rubbed
Well,
together, and then it dropped off immediately.
Well, and for me, I didn't even know who Machine Gun Kelly was
Right,
until
yeah,
that happened.
yeah.
I was like, oh,
Right.
I think this worked for him.
yeah, because he really actually was, he came off better than him.
Yeah.
But I think Eminem, and then these guys that are hungry still will come off better than Eminem. I listen to Eminem and Drake. Like, Drake can't figure out another record. Well, he needs to call all the musicians that helped make him in the first place. It was not just him.
Right.
No.
It was not.
Right.
I got mad at Snoop just recently saying thank you to 40 people when he got his star on Hollywood Boulevard, but not once did he just say the musicians. Because if his shit was a cappella, you wouldn't be dancing to it. You wouldn't like none of his stuff because
Yeah.
it was a cappella.
Right.
But we're in there making up bass lines and
Right.
making up keyboard parts and making up the music that's got you bumping.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you forget to say thanks to the musician. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just too easy
Yeah.
to say thank, because if he just said, you don't have to say Tony Green or George Clinton or the Dramatics. If
Right.
you just said the musicians,
Right.
Right.
then that's covering a whole bunch
Everybody.
of
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
Yeah,
making
you're
people
right.
like, damn, that Snoop is really cool, man.
Right.
But he's like, a
Exactly.
shout out to the janitor that was at the studio.
He was in there cleaning the
cares
wastebasket every
about
time I
him?
wrote a line and threw it away.
Gee, did he say that for real?
Well, yeah, just things
Wow,
like that. You know, just the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
a wasted shout out. So,
Right.
you know, and then, so because we kind of went off about it, and me and David Ruffin Jr.,
Yeah.
that David, nobody knows that he's the one singing on Gin and Juice
Really?
and the Shiznit. Nobody.
I didn't know that.
And nobody would ever say that, and I'm going to tell you the reason why,
Uh-huh.
is because at this point, they would owe him a massive amount of
Yeah.
money
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
on like Sound Exchange and all these things, right? Snoop, just in our conversation on Instagram, Snoop chimed in and said, fact, David is on Gin and Juice, and
Really?
it was
did?
just like, wow.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
David said, T, can you believe it? I'm like, no, but now you can go get you some money.
Right.
Yeah, no
You know,
kidding.
because nobody would say
Yeah.
it before. And that's what I mean. A lot of these guys won't even say how many of the different
Yeah.
songs that I'm playing on that's paying out.
Right.
So unless I double check, which you know I ain't going to double check because I don't have time to be double checking the back stuff
Right.
when I'm trying to work with all the new stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So
But-
are they just take you for granted and just say, you know, or they just say, oh, I made it on my own. I don't need, you know.
Well, yeah, you know, most of those guys just all they know is, hey, I'm Snoop Dogg. You know
well,
what I mean?
and it was different then too. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
now it's people are much more educated, so they're getting attorneys and everybody's making sure they're getting credits and stuff like that. But back then,
Yeah.
They
wasn't
didn't know
like
what
that.
credits
Yeah.
were. He
Exactly.
had to show.
Yeah, I
them
came
Exactly.
in with the credits on
Yeah.
Death Row showing what the credits
Rappers,
were.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Rappers not respecting producers is a common theme in the industry. I see producers complaining all the time. They say, well, rappers don't want to purchase instrumentals or beats because they think they're so hot or they're about to blow up that producer should give them the music for free or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, you're forgetting that half the reason people will say, I love this song
Is
is
'cause
that
of the beat.
music.
I'm trying to tell you,
yeah,
man.
right.
I swear that if Snoop's album was a cappella, you might have
That
got
would
a.
be
You
It's
might
a,
have.
it would be an album of poetry.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And
it's
those-
Slam
right.
poetry,
That's
man.
right.
Those don't
Slam
go-
poetry.
So you might have got 1 million sales out of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the only reason why his album did better than Dr. Dre's album is because Dre had a whole bunch of samples, whereas when we came in with the Doggy Style album, it's all original music. So
Okay.
you know,
All right,
so
well-
that's how that goes.
So listen, I'm gonna get a couple pictures. We're gonna wrap it up with Rocks TV, and then Team Money, you're taking over here. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for being here. This was so cool. We're gonna end it with our fortune cookie. The Nooner Show, we do this. Okay. So how does that work, Rocky?
Okay, hold on. Are you familiar
No,
with the
that's-
key to the fortune cookies?
Yes.
You add the words in bed to
Yes.
the end
So
of it?
yeah, we know.
Okay.
Yes.
Making sure.
Look at Casper's all excited.
Oh, yeah. I love fortune cookies. I love fortune cookies.
I'm scared because there's no fortune in my cookie.
Yeah.
There's no fortune in your cookie? How did you get a fortune cookie with no fortune?
Then he
Damn.
just has to be in bed.
So you just got to say in bed.
He's got a misfortune cookie.
In bed.
A misfortune.
All right. A misfortune.
Quickly follow up on what I was saying, though.
Yes.
Max
Misfortune
Julian,
was-
the rapper,
Yeah.
he's actually big proof from D12's cousin who died a few years ago in a club shooting. So that's why it's so important to him to push the end of the violence at rap
awesome.
shows.
Yeah, that's great.
Just wanted to shout him out because he's a great guy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, you guys are great. So keep doing
Yes,
what
you
you're
are.
doing.
That was a
we're-
stale ass fortune cookie.
What'd you get, Casper?
You
Go
ate
ahead.
it? We never eat it.
Go ahead. Let
Oh, I
Casper
love
go.
fortune cookies. That's just stale as
What
hell.
did you get?
Oh, it is stale? Whoops.
Jackie bought him.
Only a month old. 2 months. Sorry.
Okay, who's reading this
Sorry.
first?
It doesn't mean
I'll
your
go first,
fortune
doesn't
won't
matter.
come true.
Good luck will come in the springtime in bed.
Ooh.
What
Go
you got,
ahead, Nora. Birthday
You
girl.
will be reunited with old friends in bed.
Ooh.
No friends in bed. Though.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, no. You will be fortunate in the opportunities presented to you in bed.
Ooh.
What opportunities?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Go ahead, Gail.
Gail?
Oh no.
Birthday girl, Gail.
No matter how your past has been, you will have a spotless future in bed.
Okay, hold on. Why are the
See,
sheets
money.
spotless? Though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to
You
ask
throw a
Tony
towel
that.
down first? Is that what it is?
We
You throw a
gotta
towel
ask
down
Tony.
first?
Go ahead, T.
All right, mine says
Uh-oh.
your talents will be recognized and rewarded.
In bed.
Ooh.
I want his.
Let's put those together.
Go ahead.
Good luck is bestowed upon you. You will get what your heart desires in bed.
Ooh.
Sounded like George Takei over there.
Run, Rocky, run!
Thankfully, she's safely stowed away in a corner. She's got to get past Team Money and Gloria.
Fortune cookies from Lover's Lane or something?
That would explain why they're
No,
so
we got
stale.
it from the Rax TV porn site.
Not to be confused with ours.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah, he did his first.
All right, so we're going to wrap up here with Rax TV. And once again, how can they get a hold of you?
ROXXXTV.com.
All one word.
And then from there, you can find all our social medias, our YouTube page,
Okay.
our emails, our contacts, even phone number. So whatever you need,
And
we want
do
to
you-
work with people.
And do you have something on your site that says you want sponsors? And
We
stuff
do,
like that?
but send us a request. Right now, we do have some materials, but I kind of try to customize anything to what somebody's
Great.
doing. So
Yeah.
I find out about you, and
Okay.
I'll say, this is what we can do for you.
Oh yeah, that was another thing that I want to cover. Not only do we do with everything with music, but our sponsors, we shoot commercials for companies as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow,
if you
okay.
wanted
We
to be
didn't
like
know
one
that.
of our sponsors, we'll shoot a commercial for your company and we'll put it up on our website, whether it's a header space, a side space, or even in the middle of one of our
Cool.
articles. We
All
we
right.
work with any and everybody that wants to be worked with. We even shoot commercials for shows that artists have coming up.
I know a guy with a video studio.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna pass you a business card in a little bit.
Dave, right here.
Shameless plug.
Plug.
Hey, I did the Kit Kat
right.
plug. He had to get his plug.
You did
All
it
right.
again.
All right, guys, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us
Yeah,
today
thank
on a
you
Saturday.
Coming out.
This was great. It was
Yeah,
great.
This is great.
This was fun. We should do this again sometime.
Yeah, we will.
Next week, we'll hook up
We
with
do
you.
it. We will. You guys go
Yeah.
out and get famous and come back and see us.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Don't forget the
Working
little
on it.
people. Little people.
Now, about 6 months, we'll catch up with you.
There we
guys,
go,
see
yeah,
where you're
for
at
Are we gonna
with
take a
things.
quick
Yeah, because then it
musical
won't be like really cold in
Right.
here.
This is cool.
I don't know how you're cold. I'm like
No, I'm talking
wiping
about,
the sweat off my
yeah,
head.
out
Oh,
there.
I'm
Not
freezing.
cold.
Out there.
We're gonna
All right,
take a
so
musical
this was
break.
the Nooner Show
Yeah.
and
And
In
Bass.
your
In your
face.
face.
Oh,
You
shit.
forgot the name of your own show.
We're going to take a little music
Bass in
break
your
right
face.
now. Rax TV is heading out, and we're going to be back in.
And then we coming
T
back with
Money's
Nora's
taking over,
daughter?
So, yeah.
Is Nora's
Yeah.
daughter talking shit?
Yeah,
She
we're going to get
didn't
Nora's
bring a
daughter on
fortune
the
cookie.
thing here.
I love
So
your boots, Papa.
We'll be back.
I
in-
love your
We're
boots.
going to listen to
We'll be back.
something. All right.
When I hit the street, them boys speak loud. It ain't no stopping, baby. Detroit City versus everybody, y'all. I mean, everybody, don't even try, baby. DET 31-3. What? You steady rocking, baby. For another shot. Fire up and let's ride. They don't wanna see me when I fall through. I be in the spotlight. What you gon' do? Tell the truth. Don't nobody fit it like who. Can't nobody give it like who. Tell the truth. What up, dog? Get it down low. Take it to the max. Surely gon' blow. Let it ride. I got a feeling I'm about to glide. They don't really wanna tell the truth. Don't lie. 365. I be getting mine. 24/7. I hustle and I ain't letting nothing slide. I got to live it until I die. 31/3 versus everybody's word. Can't take it and make it a baby eye. Can't predict the weather, my baby eye. Conflicted, I get it, but so was I. Roll with it and shift it into this rocky poppin', baby. When I hit the street, them boys speak loud. It ain't no stopping, baby. Detroit City versus everybody, y'all. I mean, everybody, don't even try, baby. DET 31-3. What? You steady rockin', baby. For another shot. Fire up and let's ride. You gotta tell me we the truth. Other people saying that's the proof. Hands high. Shake it like you mean it, cut it out. So can't lie. I'm the one that bring it in the club and go live. So don't be acting like you ain't about it. Get a couple shots up in your system, energize. Ain't boys be like, tell boys be like. It ain't no stopping, baby. Detroit City versus everybody got. I mean, everybody got. Don't even try, baby. DET 31-3. What? We steady rocking, baby. For another shot. Fire up and let's ride. Let's ride. I'ma just keep going back. For another dream, roll a sack and tell them we in the bag. I gotta blow. You already know. It ain't a party until we stepping through the door. That's right. They're not gonna bring it and keep it live. All you gotta do is have a ticket to the show. Come on, shorty, it's time to go. Each one bring one, marry the more. It's more better, plus we more cheddar. No vendettas, just lucrative endeavor. So don't play, no, we do this every day. I'd much rather get it than kill it, I must say. It's a party going on in the deep. In the middle of the night, get it right, that's me. I never shown the great in the year, you gon' see. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, get watch me. I keep it poppin', baby. When I hit the street, them boys be like, them boys be like. It ain't no stopping, baby. Detroit City versus everybody got. I mean, everybody got. Don't even try, baby. DET 31-3. What? We steady rockin', baby. For another shot. Fire up and let's ride. Let's ride.
Okay, I got it. All right. Bye, Jackie. All right, bye. Here
And
we
we're
go.
back.
We're back.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you miss us?
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
I love those guys.
Hey, I love this, the fact that we merged these two shows.
I
Oh,
did
but,
too.
We
How
love
pretty
it.
fun.
T and Gail. Gail and T.
And Gail with her sound effects here. That's
Right.
brilliant, Gail.
You know, and I
We
got
need
the
sound effects.
underhanded music underneath really quiet and
Look
hip
at
hoppy.
that. Got this
You
thing
got the
all.
show
So,
rocking.
okay,
Hey, but we
so
said we was going to say something right quick. Milli Vanilli. That was
Yeah.
Milli Vanilli. She played
Right.
by accident.
yeah. I don't know. She was jamming over there, man. She was rocking out. I think she listens to that in her car.
But isn't it amazing that those
Yeah.
guys got stripped of all of their awards and
know.
I
everything
know.
for what everybody's
Everybody's doing
today?
Now.
Oh,
Yes.
my gosh.
Everybody's doing it now.
Everybody's
know.
doing it
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
why did you kill yourself
I
over
know.
that?
that.
I know.
Some people are weak, but I mean, you know, even if somebody say, "Oh man, you guys," I'd be like, "I still got a platinum album."
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, "You're the dummy." You know?
Yeah.
I got the platinum
Wow.
album. You're the dummy.
Right.
You know, so
right. That
it's
was
just sad that they were beat up like that, had to give back their Grammy, their platinum album, and the guy gave up his life just because they were so
Wow.
humiliated
That was sad.
of
Right.
doing what everybody's doing
Doing
today.
today.
Janet
Yeah,
Jackson,
everybody's-
Rihanna,
Yeah.
everybody.
Everybody.
None of the rappers are even rapping no more.
What-
They just come out on their album. I mean, they come out on their hit song, and
Yeah.
they just let you do it.
Yeah.
And the
Did you
crowd
hear
is singing
about,
it all, you know?
Wow.
The uproar over the Macy's parade.
No.
What's her name? Oh, she was singing. you know what I'm
Mariah?
talk- No, it wasn't
Oh.
Mariah, but
I
she
know what
was
you're talking about,
she
can't
was
remember.
lip singing, and they got mad because she was lip singing.
Who was it?
What is that song she has out? She's really famous right now.
Wow.
She was singing the
remember
song,
reading that, but I-
and she came in, I guess, late to the, and they
Oh, who was
realized she was lip singing,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were just
Was
like
it Rita Ora?
Rita Ora. That's who it was.
Yeah, and then
they were
everybody-
so upset, you know.
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
were
Really?
saying it's so cold they couldn't bring the equipment on the float.
Well,
Right,
isn't that
yeah.
what
So she
happened
didn't have
to
a
Mariah
choice.
Carey the last year with
That
New
was
Year's
different.
Eve?
It
No,
was
she-
different with her.
Oh,
that's
it
what
was?
they were saying.
What
Yeah.
happened with that? I thought it was the same thing.
Not quite.
No.
No,
yeah, it
lip
wasn't
syncing.
the
I think
same.
it was just bad.
Right.
Oh.
It was bad. It was bad
Oh.
lip syncing.
That is bad.
The Rita Ora thing on a
Now with
traveling
road
float,
work.
I mean,
Right, it's the traveling
it's
float.
like-
But they, you know, John Legend, he kind of weighed in on it, and he was saying that, you know, it's so cold out there, you're gonna lip sync.
Yeah.
But and then too, the same show, Diana Ross, and had all her kids there, you know,
Right.
Tracy Ross and all of them, and she lip synced.
Yeah.
Nobody said a word.
That's what I'm trying. This is
Nobody
what
said
I'm
a
saying.
word.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
It's like
and
they,
I can see it even being
they
okay.
pick.
You know, like
right.
it-
They pick who they want.
I wish I
Yeah.
was those guys' manager because I'd have been like, look what
Yeah.
you were able to achieve,
Right.
and then like today they've been able to look back and see how they started this whole wave
Right.
of
Right.
people just lip syncing
Right,
and stuff.
right,
You know? Like,
right.
Yeah,
you know,
but
I didn't
every-
see anything wrong.
Every
with it.
rap show I go to, they're hardly are rapping to their own
That's what I mean.
music.
Exactly.
It's like we went to a show and one of the guys opening like he played his whole track and like rapped over certain parts, but it was not even like I was a little blown away. Like as a singer, like
Right. Right.
I don't know. I don't think I've
Because you're
ever,
out there working and
I don't
Yeah,
think I've
you're
ever
working,
actually
sweating, and
lip-synced.
really
Yeah,
singing,
I mean,
you
I
know?
might
Right.
have like
Right.
backing vocals that are pre-recorded, but
Right.
I've never actually sang over my own track or
Right.
even pretended to sing.
Right.
But no one's. It was like people were eating it up like crazy, you know. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because people don't really care.
singing
Like,
it
They
that's
don't
what I'm
care.
saying. They
Yeah,
don't
they
really
don't
care.
care.
but it wasn't. He wasn't trying to disguise it either. He was like, you know, the word sing along as he's
Right.
singing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
In
it
the
was.
background.
It was. You know.
Yeah, you know the word sing it.
because I forgot
But you getting
Yeah.
the check.
Right.
You're getting the
Okay.
check though.
Thank you for paying for this.
Yeah,
We're
right,
going to do
right.
the work now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Everybody
Milli
sing along.
Vanilli and them killing themselves was worthless.
Yeah.
And, you know, and like I said, for you to play that song, that was a great song. I really liked the song.
Yeah.
And then they performed it in the video. I mean, you know, they looked like they
Right.
was performing.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
the difference in what
I
everybody's
love-
doing today?
Right.
I love
Right.
them.
Right.
You
But
can't be that
yeah.
weak that you just kill yourself over stuff
Right.
that people say about you and stuff like
Right.
that. You know?
but I don't think.
But
I
it's
think
a lot of
today
people
it's
in the world
different,
that's
though.
like that.
yeah,
though.
today, yeah, but yeah, but you still got
Yeah.
you find some soft-hearted people that you know
Yeah.
really be, but it is a colder, hardcore world compared to.
Well, and especially because of social media, people
The
just
only
post
thing
whatever they want.
I feel
Yeah.
like nowadays though,
Yeah.
like, and I think it's changed over the last 10 years, but people aren't like before. social media was so prevalent in our lives. Like I feel like if you made a mistake like that, people did not forget it. Like your career was done.
Right.
Nowadays, you do something stupid and they forgive you in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and they're on
And
to
on
the
to
next
something
thing.
else. That's
And
right.
they don't
That's
care,
what
and
I'm
it
saying.
really
Yeah.
has no weight on. It's not like someone's, like the Dixie Chicks when they
Oh,
said
yeah.
that
Yep.
about the president at
Right.
the time, and their career was,
That was
over.
done.
That was the
Over.
last
Yeah.
thing they
Yep.
ever did. Nowadays, if you would done, look how many people are bashing
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
president every
right,
day. No one
right,
gives a
yeah.
shit. You know what I
Nobody
mean? And if
cares.
anybody
Right.
crosses the line, they're like, oh,
Mhm.
Well,
they
it's like
forget about it in 5
Greta Van
minutes.
Fleet
Yeah.
recently had that review, and they were rated a 1.6, and their publicist came out and said, hey, you know what? They just did my job for me. Who cares? I can go home now. She didn't care. She was like, no, bad publicity is great publicity.
Anyway,
She
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
care.
it doesn't
That's
matter.
what I mean.
And so
right.
it's
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
today.
It's
I
just
don't,
a different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
different time. No one really gives a shit.
No,
Yeah,
they
right.
don't. And it doesn't last. You're
Yeah,
right.
and it doesn't. I think the other thing too is transparency is so important nowadays, and I think there's such a pressure to be perfect. Like
Right.
I think you have the people that will hate on it, but everyone realizes like, okay, you're a human and I'm a human, and
Right.
we
Yeah,
all
we're
fuck
not
up,
perfect.
and
Right.
yeah,
That's right.
I
Right.
think there's like
Hey, Justin Bieber came out and threw up on stage. I mean, what the fuck?
Then he moved to Canada.
well, he's from Canada, so
Yeah.
he went home.
He
but-
went home. Yeah.
Down the
went
street
home
from
and threw
Snoop
up.
Dogg. Yeah, Snoop wants to move to Canada now.
He does?
Yeah, he said he hates the president so much that he wants
He's
to
going to move to Canada.
Well, or is it because
It's
it
legal.
legalized
Yeah,
marijuana
totally legal,
just
yeah.
like Uruguay did?
Yeah.
Yes.
Legalized here now, right?
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Michigan,
but you know, it's still going to be worked out. It's got to be worked
Yeah.
out for a while.
But,
Yeah.
but the Canada's
Whereas
nationwide.
Canada's all in.
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
on in and
That's
smoke.
true. Yeah. So, T, what's going on with you? What's happening?
Well, we got today is nothing, and then tomorrow's nothing. No, I want to watch the Lions.
That's
I want to watch the
nothing.
Lions lose.
we're talking
I
about
thought
the
you were
music.
putting up the
We'll watch the
Christmas
Lions
Did
lose.
you
We're
guys
Oh
working
yeah, I
on the
gotta.
music, T.
I got to put the Christmas tree up at the house.
Do you have a real tree or fake tree?
We got a fake tree.
No, it's
but
a,
it
it's
still
a
is
real
much work.
fake tree.
A real
Yeah.
fake tree.
I make it beautiful. I mean, I just
he
you
does.
know.
I know you can make a fake tree beautiful.
And so my
but-
mother
Is
was
that
like,
T's
you know,
job to he decorates the tree?
Yeah. And
Really?
The whole front.
I'm not
at you.
tall enough.
That's a good
Okay,
one.
well,
It's
how
hard
do-
though that you
yeah,
do that
that's a
because
good
we have
one.
not decorated in a couple years
No.
now.
And
We're
see,
just
I'm
too
gonna get a
damn
tree.
lazy.
But how do
can't
you
do
feel
it.
about the colored trees now? How do you
The
feel
color
about
trees?
those? Yeah.
I don't know.
You
I
know, the
couldn't get
red
into
and
a
the
color tree.
yellows. They
No,
have
hell
all
no.
kinds.
Yeah.
Okay,
fine.
5 minutes we have.
got
so,
5 minutes.
All right, what's happening with music?
Okay,
What's
so
going on?
music-
There's an Italian mother who's not decorating at Christmas.
No.
What-
Oh no, we eat at Christmas. We're busy cooking. Like,
Yeah, I don't decorate.
no,
Oh
She
my
not
God.
decorate.
we don't
Yeah,
decorate.
No way.
We
Pizza
do as
slices
kids,
on
but
it.
that's it.
all right.
Jeez.
Tell us what's happening with music. 'cause
Well,
we gotta
music,
wrap it up here.
music-wise, we're it's so much. You know, it's hard to put me on the spot for music
I know
because
because you got so much
every
going
day
on.
and
You
I'm
got
doing
something
things.
going
You
on,
know,
yeah.
Well, the
towards it,
big
so-
project is hyped up though for you right now.
Well,
or no?
yeah, the big project is hyped up live, but
A
the
big
other
project.
projects is the fact that all the music that we're giving away, and and just, I'm steady trying to figure out what to do for everybody next. It's really doing for everybody
Yeah.
as opposed to doing for myself.
Right.
But we got a few nice concerts coming through the hyped up live sessions.
Can't wait.
I'm excited about that,
That's
and we,
the December 11th.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
December 11th. Rocky and the Road Work Clans will
Oh,
go
yeah.
head up.
Oh yeah. And you're
know how I
not
always
you're not
turn it
going to
into
invite 50 more bands this
No,
time.
no,
are
no,
you?
no.
I told him I was
That
like,
was
I
too
got
much.
want all of the time.
That was a mistake. That was a
Put my
mistake.
foot down
It's
on
okay.
That was a
It was
mistake. We
great.
turned out
It
right.
was crazy.
It was my birthday.
But it
Everybody
was
wanted
fun.
to do
It was a
something.
Yeah, I
birthday
know it's
party.
so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
seeing
was-
everybody
it was a
great.
headache.
It was crazy.
But other than that, man, just constantly exposing the music and getting
Yeah.
ready to to give away a bunch of it. And then I have a deal with this RL Radio. I got to tell you, I mean, RL record label that Mark Casa turned me on to.
Oh, really?
And the guy called and said, "T, I'm ready. I have some money to put behind a few of the records." So
Wow.
yeah, I'm just gonna pick out which singles and do a single at a
Cool.
time. That way I can make sure he's doing what he's supposed to do.
And then you got the
But he's talking about
partnership going
budgets.
on
He's
with
talking about the
Clap
budgets.
City.
Yeah, and the Clap City partner, we're gonna keep
Okay.
that going really
Yep.
good, and they're paying a lot
That's
of attention
awesome.
to all the stuff we're doing.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
it's just too much. And like I said, I can't be asked on the spur. You almost have to let me know in an interview what
Right.
you're gonna ask, because I'll
Then you
forget
can write
some
it down and
important
look
Right.
at it.
Right.
I'll forget a lot of important stuff.
Cues.
Well, that's
cards.
you've got your
Yeah.
show every Saturday though. So
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah, I got my Bass in
on
Your Face. Yeah,
PodcastDetroit.com.
Podcast Detroit, and I'm
Yeah.
always promoting
Yeah.
Podcast Detroit.
Right. No,
So-
but I mean, you can
Yeah,
every
yeah.
Saturday too.
Yeah,
tell
tell them
everybody
what's up.
going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, and that's what we always
Yeah,
do.
and
too.
then your Facebook page
Yeah,
and all your
yeah,
social
all
media
my stuff,
sites
and then
that has
like
everything
I said,
on there.
my Instagram.
Yep.
Tony Green 731 at Gmail. You can find me on that.
Right.
with my Instagram, and it's always popping. So, hell yeah, let's do it, man. I'm excited about
Yeah.
everything. I'm excited about Rocky on the show with us next week
That's
too.
gonna be
I know, I'm so
fun.
excited.
Is your band bigger or is it the same guys?
We added a bass player, and I might have a sax player.
The bass
might-
player's
yeah.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
He, by the way, is so nervous. Like he's so nervous.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
he was.
He needs to be nervous.
Yeah, he is very nervous.
Yeah,
You
'cause
might
I
not
hate-
want to have bass
I
there.
hate bass players.
You know, and he's a sweetheart though, so you got to be nice.
All right,
He's a
I'll be
good,
nice.
really
You
good guy.
can
Yeah,
get him
he's
a pull
sweetie.
up.
All right. Oh, golly.
Oh,
Hey, look,
boy.
we out of this bad boy.
Oh,
We're
boy.
out.
Poor guy.
2 minutes.
All right,
2
so
minutes.
we've got 2 minutes left. Rocky, what about you? What's happening?
Got some stuff I can't talk about, but then you know I've got Team
She
Money
got
Green
some
next
stuff.
week.
I
so-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got
What's the stuff you can't talk about?
She's
We
sworn
can't
to
talk about it.
secrecy.
You didn't ask me about
It's her
my
new
stuff.
job with the CIA.
Yeah.
It's a new job with the CIA.
It's a really top secret, but
I
better
got
watch
stuff.
out.
I know. Go ahead, Nora. What do you have? What do you have?
It's my birthday.
It's
Yes,
your
it's your
birthday.
birthday. You and
And
Gail's
Gail's
birthday.
birthday.
And
When is your birthday? December 1st,
December
actually?
4th.
The
Oh,
4th.
December 4th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hers
I'll
was
be
yesterday.
Yep.
I'll be
Yep.
58 years old, and I'm proud of it.
Wow, good for you. You
And
look,
I'm so-
you look
28.
28.
Wow,
You
you look
do.
young.
You do. I wouldn't.
And and I'm just happy to be in the world.
Aw.
That's my stuff.
We're glad to have you in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And then Dave, congratulations. This
Yeah.
is a really cool studio.
Yeah, it's
How'd you
really
like
nice.
So,
It's a great little spot.
yeah, so what's going on with the other place in Murray Loke for you guys?
1 minute.
I know, 1
We
minute.
we took over the building up front. We're building out. We had enough requests where people wanted something more TV set like.
Yes.
So
The
we're
Nooner Show
building
is
out a
part of
video
that.
studio with probably 3 different configurations, like a Johnny Carson look with a desk and a chair and a couch.
Oh, wow, really?
And then pull the desk and chair out, put the other couch in, and then pull the couches out and put in a high top table with bar
Oh,
stools.
nice.
So is
shit.
this going to be like for the shows that you already have if
Mm-hmm.
they want to?
So like the Nooner
Oh,
Show, because we've been
yay.
talking about going to like film.
Yeah.
Because
is our
I'm
next
Hoda,
step.
and she's
No,
Kathy
I'm
Lee.
Hoda.
Well, yeah, no, just got all the
You're
new
Kathy
cameras
Lee.
in. Like they're
I'm not Kathy
real
Lee.
studio cameras,
And the
boom
lighting's
mics, all that kind of crazy
great
stuff.
and-
All right. And when is that all going to?
Hopefully, end of next week.
Oh, wow, really?
And then the Nooner Show will start broadcasting. From there.
Where's
Can we
Bob,
reserve our
by the
Wednesday
way?
at noon?
Where's
Good
Bob?
question.
Oh, okay, because it's just like Dave and
Wrap it
200
up.
shows.
Wrap it up, Jackie.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
guys. So,
All right.
Stephanie, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
hanging out
Stephanie.
with-
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
appreciate
Jackie,
it.
you know I love you, Jack.
And T, I love
Love you,
you.
T.
I love you,
Happy
T.
birthday, Gail.
Yeah, happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Gail
Gail.
and
Happy
Nora.
birthday, Nora.
All right, y'all.
So, hey,
Everybody.
you know what? Let's wrap
And
it
nice
up.
meeting you too, beautiful.
And
Sometimes the only mode of transportation available.
is the Leap of Faith. Thanks for taking the Leap of Faith with us. It's Saturday. Bass in your face. Boom.
Yes.
And we are out.
Good job.
That was fun.
That was fun. Now we have to clean up.
Wait, let's get a little picture real quick, though, okay?